some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
You're watching America This Morning, America's #1 early.
Time after time after time, we are watching murderers go free. They hide behind their badges, they hide behind their white privilege, and they use the excuse that they fear for their lives to murder our young people in cold blood.
It's done.
Eggs, my brother.
No. Don't think about it.
All you self-righteous assholes do is march and destroy your own communities. Killing me won't change a goddamn thing.
It's a lot different when it's a grown black man standing his ground.
what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
You're watching America This Morning, America's #1 early morning.
Time after time after time, we are watching murderers go free. They hide behind their badges, they hide behind their white privilege, and they use the excuse that they fear for their lives to murder our young people in cold blood.
It's done.
Eggs, my brother.
No. Don't think about it.
All you self-righteous assholes do is march and destroy your own communities. Killing me won't change a goddamn thing.
It's a lot different when it's a grown black man standing around it.
Barbershop conversations. Yeah, we in the building, man. Happy holidays to everybody, man. It's great to see y'all, man. It's awesome, man. I'm back with a whole bunch of enthusiasm, man. Great time with the family. Hopefully everyone as well had a great time with the family, man. It's awesome to be back in here. It feels like it's been a minute, man. Southside Tone, Keno, Rodney. What's up, Adolfo Roy? What's up, the one? I appreciate you, Birdman. Knowledge, what it do, big homie? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, man. And I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys so much, man. It's awesome. It's awesome to be back, man. Rejuvenated. Spent a lot of time with the family. Yeah, man. And I'm happy to be here, man. Hopefully, again, you guys had an amazing time with your family and you're rejuvenated, ready for the new year. If you make New Year's resolutions, I hope you make your resolution. Hopefully you keep it, man, for the rest of your life. You know, forget the year, forget the month, forget the day. You know what I mean? And that will be great for all of us here. You know what I mean? That butterfly effect is extremely real. And yeah, so how's everybody doing, man? So I said something yesterday. And matter of fact, I'm gonna just play it. I'm not gonna even, and I'll warm up the show with that as everybody pile in. And I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. I'm not bad. I think I think women are used to just combining, like let's gang up on Fred, and he's gonna change his mind, and he don't understand. Man, fuck y'all. That's what I say. 328 comments. Shit. Damn. I didn't even know that. Damn. I ain't gonna lie. I watched the first 10. And I read the first 10 comments and then I just stopped reading them. But I want to play this before we get into the Al Heyman and the Meg Thee Stallion type of situation. You know. And let's go to profile. Yeah, it was a great conversation in there. I had no idea. But yeah, let me play this, man. I think it's important that we have this, start the conversation with this at least. And then we'll move over to Meg Thee Stallion. Al Heyman, y'all favorite topic, because y'all come in here for that. Am I right or am I wrong? My pregnant cousin wanted to take a picture by the Christmas tree. And I politely told her, I says,
No, I don't want you taking a picture by the Christmas tree because where's the father? I think we're getting too comfortable in the society, man. It's cool to get pregnant. We celebrating, me personally, we celebrating women getting pregnant. We never see the father. I think I'm different. But y'all put in the comment section, was I wrong or was I right? I'm not changing my mind, but I think we need to have this conversation. You know what I mean? We got to change this paradigm. You know what I mean? Where the father at? That's a forever commitment. You know what I mean? So anyways, y'all let me know in the comment section. Merry Christmas, y'all. Merry Christmas. Peace. All right, I got a question for y'all. Am I too mean or am I right or am I wrong? My pregnant cousin wanted to take a picture by the Christmas tree. And I politely told her, I says, no, I don't want you taking a picture by the Christmas tree because where's the father? I think we're getting too comfortable in the society, man. It's cool to get pregnant. We celebrating, me personally, we celebrating women getting pregnant. We never see the father. I think I'm different. But y'all put in the comment section, was I wrong or was I right? I'm not changing my mind, but I think we need to have this conversation. You know what I mean? We got to change this paradigm. You know what I mean? Where the father at? That's a forever commitment. You know what I mean? So anyways, y'all let me know in the comment section. Merry Christmas, y'all.
And that's pretty much where I'm at with it. No, it's not wrong. It's definitely not wrong because we got to shift the paradigm. We have to fuck these conversations. Oh, let's talk about it. No, I ain't talking about nothing. No, that's not where we at. Because at the end of the day, I know the ramifications of it, and we pretending like they don't exist. You know what I mean? Black males are trending down, and we were 1 in 3. We're getting closer and closer to 1 in 2 black men will experience jail. 75% black kids in one household. The median for black males is $42,000. The woman makes what, $8,000 less, somewhere in there. Y'all need to go to blackstatistics.com. Black website for black people, so y'all know y'all fucking statistics and where we're at in real life. Y'all are emotionally charged. I don't make decisions based off emotions. I got to be getting that conversation. The Hawthorne legacy will be different. The expectations will be different. Because a conversation doesn't shame a woman. A woman and a man needs to be shamed for that shit. You can't so a married couple gets the same privileges and the same right at the dinner table as two people just having sex and accidentally having sex. Nah, it don't work like that on my watch. And I stand on it. I got gay cousins and they have a conversation with me. I say, you going to hell. See, and that's the problem. We say we godly. We say we celebrating Jesus' birthday yesterday. Nah, we celebrating gifts. How much money you giving me? Jesus didn't make a mistake and have a baby. He could have had sex with anybody. The Bible say, honor thy mother and the father, not your stepdaddy, not your baby daddy. Honor your mother and your father, period. And I stand on that. You know, and I'm not budging. And I'm not budging. And I like it. Okay, cool. Okay. So I stand on that and I'm not budging. It has to start somewhere. And if we don't begin to change this, it's going to be repetitive. Because guess what? 23 in the 1960s, when Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, you know, y'all heroes, our heroes, we heroes, whatever. 23%. 23%. Kids born out of wedlock. 23%. 77% of black people were married. It's totally flip-flopped. So we doing something wrong. And I challenge everybody, open up a second window. Everybody go pictures of black people in the 1960s. Go look at the pictures. Suit and ties, got fedoras on, marching, standing next to Martin Luther King. You'll see a lot of Martin Luther King pictures. Oh, you're going to see a lot of that shit. You're going to see women with dresses on below their knees. And then Google pictures of black people in 2022. You're going to see the pants sagging, cell phone, smoking weed. Open up your window and do it now, because y'all need to understand what the algorithms are doing to your mindsets. Half-naked women. Do it on YouTube. You're going to see it. It's a drastic difference. You're going to see Harlem. You're going to see Atlanta. You're going to see all that shit when you Google black people in the 1960s. Everybody Google it and tell me exactly what you see. We ain't talking about white women. No. Fuck white women. No, we ain't talking about white women. I don't need to talk about who gives a fuck what their numbers are. Everybody want to talk about white people. Ain't no white people in your fucking house. You care so much about white people, and every time you see a white person, they telling you what to do. If a white man go out of business, so do you. Oh, man, the white people numbers are different. There's more white people here. We only make up 13%. Of course, the numbers are going to be different. Double, triple. There's 5 times more white people in America. Of course. Of course, there's going to be more white people. But we too afraid. See, we really cowards in real life. Because if you walk up to a gay person, you know what you're going to say? Well, Jesus loves you. It's not my position to judge. No, read the Bible. Quote the Bible. It's okay if you have 2 kids out of wedlock with 2 baby daddies. And you know what's going to happen? I got to save the family. All the school teachers in America are saving your ratchet ass. All these overworked public school teachers and the inner cities are overworked and underpaid because of the decision you made. You don't volunteer in the school. The numbers prove it. I was a school teacher for 7 years. Underprivileged single parent households, parents do not, repeat, do not volunteer at over a 10% clip. I got 7 years of data to prove it. So that means 90% of the parents don't even touch the school. And if we want to talk high school, shit, I would say 2% of the parents. After they enroll their parents, if that kid ain't doing no after school extracurricular activity, the parent don't even touch the school until graduation. That's a fact. I lived it. I have irrefutable data to substantiate these facts. I lived it for 7 years. And guess what I got to do now? I got a vacancy February 1st. February 1st, somewhere in there. Depends on how fast I want to turn it, how fast I want to flip it. You know what I mean? And guess what? I'm going to get 20 applicants only because that's all I want. I screen them, and then I say turn in an application. I screen them, then I say turn in an application. I'm going to get over 100 phone calls. I'm going to post it after the 3-day weekend because I don't want to be bothered with it. So after Muhammad Ali's birthday, also known as Al Heyman's mother's birthday, January 17th, I'm going to post it. And I'm going to get over 100 phone calls on it. And you know what I'm going to do? I don't know if I'm going to do it. I'm going to record the phone calls so y'all can hear them. Here's the typical profile. Another man got to come save another man's family. All the successful men in the community, the school teachers, the police officers, the firemen, the crossing guards, the principals, you know what they got to do? They got to save this single mother. The volunteer coach at the YMCA, the volunteer coach at the Boys and Girls Club, they got to be role models for another man's kids. And if you do a concentrated study in the inner city, if you separate the inner city from the middle class, I'm willing to bet it's about 85% of the kids don't have two parents in the house. Well, if you add in the cul-de-sac families, the percentages drop. And I'm not budging on this. And you gotta be the man in your family and tell your family the truth. Okay, we poor. We too afraid to have these conversations. Sit your family down and have these real conversations. Because if you don't, you're gonna have GoFundMe babies. Oh yeah. Well, we got to give little Tyrone, little Nick, a present because, they mama ain't shit. They ain't got no money and they coming over. So we got to get them a gift because it's going to look really bad when all the other kids got gifts and they ain't got nothing. Or God forbid something happens because the kid grows up in the inner city. He becomes prey to these Bloods and these Crips and he gets murdered. And now the family needs $10,000. Okay. Or now we're going to raise money. We're going to raise money for a family because because there's no father and the mom can't afford to send her daughter to cheer camp. We are so programmed to accept these as normalcies. We don't even recognize the deficiencies. We don't even recognize, like, where's the father? And if you don't want to have this conversation with your family, replay this episode, at least the first 30 minutes of it, because these conversations must be had. And if we don't, we in trouble. Well, we already in trouble. Where the emergency, the check engine light is on for Black people in America. It's on. We pretending it's not. Social media got us thinking that it's not on, but the check engine light is on. And shout out to all the men in the household raising their families, man. I salute you, man. I really, really do. It's so important. I especially see it during the holiday. That's probably why I've been talking so much about it the last month and a half, because it's been the holidays. I've been spending a lot of time and talking to a lot of family members, and we hosted Thanksgiving and Christmas. We got to stop being cowards. Men, your job is not to follow. Your job is to lead. Your job is to lead your last name. Be accountable to your last name, not what's on Instagram, not what's on social media. Because guess what? If your son was failing, if your child was failing math, what would you do? You would get an intervention, right? After school tutoring, a private tutor, join a math club, you teach math. Well, we need an intervention. The fact that women are bold enough. Listen, think about this. The fact that let me show y'all this shit, man. The fact that we are bold enough. I mean, I would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed. I would be so embarrassed. Look at this shit. Russell Wilson's a cornball, right? Russell Wilson's a cornball, but this is celebrate. Look at this shit. Look at this nasty shit. Look at this nasty shit. Look at this nasty shit. Look at this. This shit is disgusting. Look at this shit. Man, what's this one? Let's go to her Instagram. What's her name? Oh, man. Look at this. No man on sight. She got 2 baby daddies. You know why she got 2 baby daddies? Because if it was the same daddy, the motherfucker would have been in the picture. She got 2 baby daddies. Let's swipe through the next one. Let's see who's on it. Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is a cornball. He ain't did nothing but take care of another man's child with 7, 8 baby mamas and 10, 9 kids. I don't know. Look at this. No dad. I don't even know who these people are. No dad. Look, no dad. Where the daddy at? Where the daddy at? Russell Wilson there. He raising another man's kid. You could tell it ain't his child. That motherfucker is dark as me. He stands out. And guess what he did? He took a picture with a tuxedo, man. Classy. Classy. The young lady got her legs crossed. Classy. Look at the mom. Classy. Classy. Oh, but her? Oh, we gonna show some leg here. Even though I'm gonna hold my daughter's hand, even though I'm 7 months pregnant, I'm still showing y'all some leg. Oh, yeah, and this midriff, oh, yeah. Oh, look, let's go back. Sierra is much more finer. Much more finer. Much more finer. But look, I'm gonna show you my titties. I'm gonna show you my thigh. Oh, yeah, I'm pregnant by a baby daddy. But look, y'all niggas still can get this coochie, though. Oh, you can still, let's go back. Russell Wilson family. Thought family. Look at this shit. Y'all see my legs? Look at these titties. Look at these titties. Look at these titties I got. Look at this shit. Russell Wilson's a cornball, taking care of another man's child, playing catch on an NFL practice field. And this motherfucker from the pivot called him a cornball. Oh, but she fine. Look at this shit. She fine. She can get it. Look like she's selling coochie. Look at this shit. Oh, that's so cute. Let's read the comments, dog. Let's scroll through the. Y'all see this shit? The real, but I don't know. Look at this shit. Say what you want about the baby, but he wears that. I don't know what that means. If the baby, look at it. A lot of single parent photos this year. Grab y'all keeping it real. Okay, good. Okay, we got a bunch of single mothers. Good. I don't know none of these people. Only know Sierra and Russell, and that's it. But look at this shit. Oh, she's sexy, ain't she? That's the sexiest pregnant woman you ever seen in your life, huh? That's the sexiest pregnant woman. I mean, you know. Look at this shit, man. Look at this shit. And all these 8-year-old girls. All these 8-year-old girls. These 8-year-old girls watching this shit, dog. These 8-year-old girls. Your 8-year-old daughter, 7-year-old daughter is watching this, man. Like, I want to dress like that, daddy. You see all the likes she got? You see all the attention she got? Man, we so full of shit. We so full of shit. Yo, we so full of shit, dog. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, man. This is literally disgusting. And I know we're human. I know we're human. Don't publicize it, though. I'm human. I don't publicize the bullshit. Nah, I'm not doing it. You're not going to see me with 3 strippers posting that on Instagram. Yeah, I got bitches. You're supposed to. You're a grown man. There's 1,000 women in your city that will fuck you for free or for a fee. That ain't nothing new. Actually, it's for a fee anyway, because you got to pay for dinner. Whatever it is, you got to pay for it. You know what I mean? Just what type of man you are. You know, some people like they steak medium rare. Some people like well done. Some people like to cut to a chase. Some people like to wine and dine. Your choice. But we post the bullshit. Oh, the single ladies. Yeah. Man, listen. We post it, though, and glorify it. Why don't we just not post it? Yeah, man, I got a lot to say tonight, man. I'll invite you guys on because I'm not in the mood where I literally can talk for 2 hours tonight. And I ain't seen y'all in 4 days. It's great to have y'all, man. It's great to have y'all back. Thank you guys for coming back, man, as you guys pile on in. And then I wanted to talk about this. I'll get to Megan Thee Stallion last. I'll go boxing real quick. Jamel Charlo is hurt. He broke his finger. I can give 2 fucks about Jamel Charlo and Jamel Charlo's fight. Jamel Charlo don't give 2 fucks about you either. The point I'm making about this is it's fucking over. If they cancel this date, they got 5 weeks. They got 5 weeks to find one fighter for this guy from Australia. If they don't find a credible opponent, then that means it's over. Jamel Charlo said he's fighting twice this year. How are you gonna fight twice this year? It's over. It's over. I'm leaving. Whatever Drake said. It's over, man. It's over. These fighters better wake up. Hey, they about to drop this pay-per-view schedule that y'all gonna love. It's gonna cost you $100 though. It's gonna be $100. Al Heyman done screwed up so many families, dog. And you know what y'all gonna say? Al Heyman the great. Al Heyman's my father. Al Heyman is the father you guys has never met. All these YouTubers that are praising Al Heyman and never met him, never spoke to him, Al Heyman is their father. Oh, Al Heyman is more powerful than Luke. I mean, Dark Vader. He is Dark. Oh man, he's Dark Vader 2.0. He ain't got to show up. He ain't got to pay your bills. He ain't got to do nothing. All he got to do is say my name. Say my name. Thank you, Al Heyman. No, say thank you before. Thank you, Al Heyman. When you gonna wake up? It's like Sky Daddy syndrome. Motherfuckers on YouTube, like at some point you gotta wake up. At some point, these fighters gotta wake up. They got daddy issues, man. At some point, you got to say, man, what is this man doing for me in 2021, 2022, and 2023? What has he done for me? Yeah, we got daddy issues in boxing, man. And the fact that y'all, I think I only listened to Boo Bud today. I done unsubscribe to everybody. And feel free to unsubscribe to me so I can be on the island. I ain't even lying to you, dog. I just subscribed to like 20, 30 boxing channels, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, someone sent, you did send that to me. He got a new Rolls Royce. And don't worry about it. He got it. Don't worry. It all comes crashing down. The man has had one fight in 18 months and he buys a Rolls Royce for Christmas. That's retarded. That's dumb. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. You know what I mean? I appreciate you, Kane. Yeah, man, I saw you at the game too. Living that Miami life. How they gonna sustain themselves? Oh, these cars are going back. Oh, in 2024, you're gonna see a lot of these PBC fighters on other networks fighting for $220,000 as a main event on the B side. But I told them to get in line at the Zone. Didn't I tell them? I told them to be first in line at BLK Prime. I told them to go holler at Bob Arum. Nah, don't listen to Fred. He a hater. How the fuck am I a hater and I don't want nothing from you? And I can't be jealous of you. Like, I don't know if you can be jealous of a person if you believe in yourself 100%. Fuck what another person you have. You know what I mean? If I was jealous, every guest I've ever come on, you guys have spoken to him. Bob Arum, Deontay Wilder. I'm jealous and I've shared everything possible. I'm jealous. And I don't even make money on my YouTube channel because I want y'all to be free. But that's all that's going to change. I may even cut the I may even cut the pay-per-view, not pay-per-view, the monetization on tonight or something. I don't know. I said January 1st, but it might be sooner. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? I'm the only person on YouTube doing it. That choice. I don't have no strikes. I haven't had strikes since the first month of COVID. That's the last time when I had to open up the second channel. Yeah, I'll show you. Look, I want y'all to see something, because people be like, "Oh man, you this." Nah, I'm intentionally, because I want y'all to have a say what you want. And I was real interested to see how YouTube how they do it. Look, let me show y'all. I don't monetize none of my videos. Can y'all see that? See the X, the cash is X'd out intentionally. All of them X'd out. I don't have no strikes. Fred ain't hiding shit. Oh, Fred. No, I ain't got none of that. Nothing. I'm gonna make $20 off this channel this month. And I'm hating because I tell you motherfuckers the truth. Al Heyman's waiting on a white man. Al Heyman's waiting on a sky daddy, a pie in the sky to fall and give him some money. He's waiting on a windfall from a Jew. That's what he's waiting on. He's hoping and praying. But his prayers have run out. Al Heyman is a great businessman, but no one wants to do business with him. No one wants to give him money. Oh, he's a great businessman. MC Hammer's broke. He's a great businessman. Bobby Brown is broke. He's a great businessman. Frank Beverly and May is still touring at 80 years old. Oh, he's the best businessman ever in the whole wide world. Mary J. Blige went broke. Oh, he's a great businessman. Beyonce, Jay-Z sued him. Oh, he's a great businessman. Vernon Forrest didn't have much money. I'm not going to call him broke because he did, but he didn't have much money. It's over. Yeah, he's a great businessman. Yeah, I know. He milked MC Hammer for everything what he's worth. He's a great businessman. Michael Jackson went broke. Oh, he's great. Oh, he's in it. Whenever you are a part of this system, the part of the system is to give you enough money so they can control you. If they give you too much money, they can't control you. That's the reality of this thing. All his major talents have gone broke. Right? Or sued them. Now, boxing, it's going to be over 200 families waiting on a phone call. Waiting on a phone call. Al Heyman is the face, man, because if these white people came up to you and tried to make a deal, you wouldn't believe them. Al Heyman is the assistant coach on every D1 basketball team. Go to this Saturday when you watch college basketball. No, tomorrow they got Super Tuesdays. Is that still going on? Super Tuesdays? I know when I was a kid, that was on. I'm getting back in basketball because of Lincoln, right? And or they got Big East Mondays. Do they still have that? I don't know if they do. But when you look at these, but it got to be a white head coach, okay? Got to be a white head coach. And when you look at them, look at their assistant coach. He's a black guy. He's their recruiter. Yeah, no lie, no cap. Go to Kentucky's bench. Go to Kansas City. I mean, not Kansas City. Kansas bench. The black guy, the one with the thinning hair, that's their recruiter. Yeah, no cap. I know him when I was in basketball. He been with them that long. That's what Al Heyman is. Al Heyman don't have the money. Y'all think Al Heyman rich? He got all this. No. He got money. Yep. You got Coach L and the rest of the coaches are black. They're recruiters, man. They don't need you to do no X's and O's. They got the head coach for that. And the video guy. You know what I'm saying? They got all of that. And that's just the reality of this thing. You know what I'm saying? It's over. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. It's over. I'm leaving. So that's what I'm saying, man. Y'all motherfuckers just believe anything. Believe anything. Ha 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 ha. And I'll get back to Al. Meg Thee Stallion, man. Because they're famous, right? Because they're famous, we ignore it. Yep, they hire the high coaches that can connect with these kids. You're exactly right. How the hell can a 58-year-old white man connect with a 17-year-old black or Latino kid, whether it's football or basketball, connect with him? He ain't on social media. You know what I mean? Dabo Sweeney tried. You know, he tried to dance. It didn't work out for him, right? It didn't last too long. And but this is great, man. This is really awesome. And but Meg Thee Stallion, dog. This ain't nothing but tales from the hood, y'all. Because they're famous, we're paying attention to them. But check this out. Check this out. We have a black woman that has a best friend. That her best friend is sleeping with the same dude. And thing gets messy and they fight. And the guy is trying to be a player. And by the verdict, he takes out a gun and shoots Meg Thee Stallion in the foot. This is what happens every weekend in the projects. This is what happens every weekend in the projects. Every weekend. The fact that Meg Thee Stallion, I believe, has a college degree, and she rather twerk and do all, it's just astronomical, man. Because that's what pays her bills. It's awful, man, that this is what black people have to look up to. They don't want to look up to a man that takes care of his family, married or not. Man that takes care of his family, puts gas in his wife's car, picks up his daughter and or takes her to school. He's there every Saturday morning. They don't want to talk about that shit. A father that had to go on YouTube to learn how to braid hair, and they don't want to talk about that shit. We played out, man. We played out, but this motherfucker Tyrone Hill, what's his name? Tory Lanez. Oh man, it ain't nothing but a whole bunch of mentally disturbed, deprived, deficient people. And check this out. I didn't know this because his dad went viral. His dad is a pastor. His dad is a pastor, and his dad is a pastor, and he's blaming somebody else for his child's deficiencies. Let me say that again. I don't think they heard me. Tory Lanez's father is a pastor, and he's blaming another man for his child deficiencies. This is the world we live in. A pastor, a man that every Sunday wakes up and gives the good message. You know what I mean? He puts his right hand on the Bible. You know, he prays 10 times a day, and he blamed Jay-Z. He blamed Rock Nation. We in a society where a pastor can blame another man, a pastor that believes in God. Y'all got to follow me. That's an all-time low when you think about it from that perspective. You mean God couldn't save your child? God's messenger couldn't save your child? Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, man. It's yeah. We in it, man. But we got all these baby daddies online, man, telling you, oh man, oh, we got baby daddies galore. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh. It is just a shame because these sky daddies. Well, we got Elijah Muhammad, Louis Farrakhan, Tory Lanez dad, Al Heyman. Who else we got? We got any other sky daddies out there? I ain't never met him. I ain't never met the man I believe in. You know what I mean? Like I told you guys before, as much as I love Malcolm X, he would not be leader of the Hawthorns. No, I'll help out. I'll be an asset, but ain't nobody leading my household. Just think about this. We live in a society. Think about this for real, dog. Think about this. We live in a society where men with families have leaders. Men with families have another man leading them. Oh my gosh. Another man is leading your household? You can't do nothing? You need permission? That's what bothered me when I was doing my research on Malcolm X. That bothered me a lot, man. How could you just blindly follow this man? 12 years, man. Fucking molester. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable, man, that we just sit and just, oh my gosh. And now we didn't learn from our mistakes. Y'all really got leaders? You got to call somebody and didn't get their secretary? How does it work in a church now? Do you get to talk to the pastor? Hey, pastor, I need prayer. For what? What do you need prayer for? He said when 2 or 3 are gathered in the midst, he'll be there. Well, how many people are in your house? You got a wife? You got 2 kids? You got 4 people there. How about you start praying with your family? But I think you're closer to God than I am. No, go get counseling. Stop depending on another man. That's our problem. We got sky daddy issues, man. I wish another man would say he's my leader. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Man, you fucking stupid. And if you got a leader, you a fool. I'm gonna say that. If you got a leader, you a fool, man. I just no, military, that's a job. That's a job. That's a job. That's not leaders. You're getting paid. That's like a boss. People aren't in the military volunteering to be in the military. They getting paid, man. I got a leader. What? Let me so you tell your wife, I got to consult with this man named Elijah. Oh my gosh. Oh, I got to consult with TD Jakes before we buy a house. Didn't Evander Holyfield do that with the hey, y'all want a laughable Google? Google Evander Holyfield and Creflo Dollar. If y'all want to laugh, look that shit up. Oh my gosh. Your wife doesn't believe in you. Yes, beautiful. Your wife doesn't believe in you if you got a leader. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I want a man that can lead. I want a man that I gotta say yes to. I want a man that every time I come home, everything is all right. She don't want to hear, oh, I'm following Louis Farrakhan around. She don't want to hear that shit. Oh, I can't take the kids to school Saturday because I gotta drive 13 people to the chapel where Reverend Williams is preaching. Where Reverend Williams is preaching. Oh, yeah. I gotta show them. Hey, what's up, Doc?
How's it going?
Everything good, man.
That's beautiful, man. I heard your video last night. When you stopped your cousin from taking a picture at the tree.
Yeah.
You crazy, man. But hey, I got you though, 100% on that.
Oh, thank you, dog. Oh, yeah. I got an agreement. Oh, man.
Oh, 100%.
Man, it got to start. It has to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's 100%. I agree with it. I need to have more often.
Yeah, and the fact that, excuse me, go ahead, Doc. I've been talking for an hour. No, I've been talking for 55 minutes, dog. Go ahead.
No, I think you're in touch with reality a whole lot more than most of us. The way it should be. You know, because I don't think most people wouldn't have the guts to do that.
No, I just tapped her politely. I'm like, I feel very uncomfortable with you promoting single motherhood. I feel really uncomfortable. I didn't go up there and be like, hey, I know you my cousin, you in my house, whoop-de-whoop, bang, bang, shoot them up. No, I said, I just feel really uncomfortable with you standing in front of this tree. I didn't say my tree. And you posting that on Instagram and your daughters. I mean, this is her second baby daddy, y'all. Second baby daddy. And then your daughter and other little girls look at this picture and be like, I can do that. That's cool.
Yeah, that's not cool.
It's not. It's not.
Nope.
Not at all. Not at all, man. And it just and then I'll be candid with y'all. I am the rich uncle. So you know what's happening next month? My nephew is coming to my house when he gets out because Uncle Fred has a back house that his mother, which is my sister, I'm just making it his mother so you guys can feel it a little bit more. And her daughter, which is my niece, can go pick him up so he can go to a halfway house the following day. He gets out on the 31st, and I think he has to be there on the 1st. So the rich uncle got to give my sister $1,000, $2,000 because she's going to expect it. And I got to give my nephew $500 to $1,000 because Frederick is the rich uncle.
Right.
See, this is the side that we're not talking about. And guess what? In real life, it's the Boys and Girls Club. In real life, it's the YMCA. In real life, it's the primary school teacher giving your son or daughter an extra 4 or 5 minutes daily so they can keep up.
Right.
Oh.
KP.
What's up, KP? You on mute, dog. KP, you muted, dog. But anyways, man,
these women, man, you're completely right, Fred, because what happens with these women raising these kids, and it actually talks about it in the Bible too. That these are one of the curses that we were going to experience. But they raise monsters, man. They raise monsters because they don't have the discipline of a father in the home. and these kids grow up and they become literal monsters. They have no respect for the elderly. You know, you see some of the things that are going on right now. Yeah, we in bad shape, man. I mean, in regards to, no question.
I see it.
No
We
question.
talk about it all the time. Guys.
Hey,
Talk
go
about
ahead,
it all the time. Talk about it all the time, guys. It's the same thing. I mean, for you to set a standard, that's the problem, right? You're the problem because you set a standard. In general, black folks don't want standards. Now Uncle Fred is the bad uncle, right? So certain family members are gonna say, we ain't going back over, right? You're the bad
Right.
uncle. So they gonna eliminate themselves. But they always want access to resources.
They never. I'm never gonna get
Oh,
X'd out.
wait. I want to show you this. They want to access your resources. So they want to give you all responsibility but no authority. That's the way the gynocracy works, brother. That's the way the gynocracy works. That's the only way the gynocracy works. That's how it works. It works 100% that way. I want you to keep thinking about this. So if you get Section 8, if you get food stamps, there's never an authority. Your responsibility is taken care of. But there's never any authority that shows up. They come to do an inspection at the most. And Fred knows because he has to have those inspections.
Every year. Got one due January 19th.
That's it. And then you will be so lenient that you'll let people off on the inspections. Just to be kind to them. And then you'll get a level of disrespect after being kind.
Oh, that's what I'm dealing with now.
Hold on. Dude. The gynocracy to the T. Now, I'm going to explain this to you. You get punished in a gynocracy for being a successful black man. Especially a successful black man that's doing it law-abiding. Now, if you do it the opposite way, you get praised. Everybody's waiting for you to show up for Christmas, like Bumpy Johnson, right? See how crazy this shit is? It's that upside down, and it's been going that way for so long that when you point out that this was wrong, you're wrong for pointing it out. See, the problem that you're seeing is that you're looking at a whole nother culture every day. And then you're seeing the culture that you come from. And you're like, this shit don't make any sense. So now you're trying to course correct so your kids can pick the right culture. And the other part of your family is coming with the old culture. And they're coming up against what's actual should be done in reality. I'm gonna drop a link in the back chat. There was a video that Kevin Samuels had did before he died. This was months ago. And it's a short clip. And he talked about either Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner. And when he went home, he said that the women were sitting at the big table and they sent the men to sit in the family in another room.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Hey, man, that's a real, man, that's that Jezebel spirit, man.
That's the way the gynocracy works, man. That's the way. Dude, the gynocracy works in a manner where you get to have all responsibility and no authority.
No authority. That's right.
That's why I keep telling brothers, I'm tired of hearing this lunatic argument where they say, oh, it's the man's fault. It's the man's fault. Dude, I want you to use simple logic when you think about this. This is very simple. If I have the ability to recreate with whoever I want to, my father cannot tell me what to do. My mother cannot tell me what to do. So that means nobody can tell me what to do, because if those two people can't tell you, nobody can, right? So now that you've made a decision, there's consequences that come with that decision. Now the consequences usually bear brunt to the family members that's willing to help and step in. But when you are willing to help and step in, you also continue the behavior because it never breaks it. So everybody knows that you're going to corral them when they make a bad decision. You see what I'm saying? So it continues in the black community that way because nobody wants, quote unquote, Papa to step up. Because Papa step up and say something. And when he does, then all the women around will circumvent him when things happen later, and they won't tell him about shit that happens. and they'll make decisions without him. That's what
Huh.
goes on.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I'd be the first to say that we are the only ethnic group in this country that doesn't have any control over our women. I mean, when I talk about, I mean, not individual cases, but as a whole, as the aggregate, we have absolutely no control over our women. You know, so
yeah, and I've been okay. Let me frame this right. So I was thinking, right, like the false pretense of power that they say women have. A woman wants to be a boss. The only way you can be in power is if you create it. And the closest thing to God, because God said he created the earth in 6 days, rested on the seventh. The closest a woman can be to God is creating. And that's children. And they think being closer to God is earning more money. Being closer to God is being the mother and the wife in a family. They done shifted the paradigm and turned everyone into capitalists. Go read the articles. I forget the president. Is it FDR? I think it's FDR. Where he says, man, how can we double the workforce? And make the women compete against the men. And what do you know? The women are now competing against a man in a man's society. And these women think that they have power and they have rights. Oprah's been a billionaire for how long? And has zero power in America. You know why? Because she has no kids. No kids. No family. The only way you have power is if you have family. That's it. But these women think that power is being the vice president, you know what I mean? Being the affirmative action hire. Like Kamala Harris has no power. So
no.
It's a way to co-op, and they bought into it. I mean, it's a way to, okay, think about this. If they told you that primarily Caucasian women voted the way that their husband voted, right? In the last election, they always do, right?
Right.
How would any woman, Black, Puerto Rican, or Asian, or any other woman, align with another woman about what they're getting versus their men? If you do that, then you circumvent your men. So if you circumvent your men, how can you then come back to your men and say you have no power? You can't, because you voted against the interests of your men. Your men is your warrior force. So you vote against your warrior force, and then you turn around and ask the same warrior force to protect you. The protection that you claim that you want, but you are independent of them, right?
Right.
Independent people don't get protection, right? I mean, so Mike Fuller joins the army, but then he tells the army he's independent of the army. No, you don't get no protection, bro. We're in Iraq. You by yourself. You said you're independent, right? That's the way that works. Like, there's no logic and reasoning with the way that they talk, move, or behave. It's all upside down, and it's all based on emotions, feelings, and it's never based on any facts. If you sit and have these, when you sit and have these kind of conversations, they'll pull exceptions out to every rule. Hell, I mean, this is gonna be funny to you, but I'm gonna say this, and this is kind of tough. But I believe most Black women believe in the Immaculate Conception story so much that they practice it all the time. What do you?
Okay.
Why are you looking like that, Fred? You don't understand what I'm saying?
No, I understand, but I understand that she has sex with the devil.
You know, you get to see a woman that's pregnant with child without the father all the time. You just seen it. It was just at your house. I mean, every time you go to a family funeral, you see a bunch of women with children. Every time you go to a wedding, you see a bunch of women with children. And if they were married the previous year or two, they're divorced by now. Look, dude, I started asking for my money back, or I ain't coming. Either give my money back for the money I spent to get my suit done up, pressed, and all of that, I ain't coming. I done been to too many, man, that I done seen it turn into paperwork afterwards. What a contract means nothing. So if that contract means nothing, how do I expect you to stick to any other contract?
Yeah,
it's cold, but it's fair. It's cold, but it's fair.
Yeah, they say like 80% of the divorces or issues with families married or couples otherwise because women leave the relationship. It's just a different dynamic now, man. It's like, why do you guys think these women? There's so many women on the internet now, especially black women on the internet, with no clothes on, twerking, and you know what I mean. Why do you think that is? I think it goes back to this God complex.
Right.
I mean, because really, what do men do when they see that? They worship that. They worship that image, right? And women know that. Women know that men idolize their bodies, right? So they're ready. They're willing to objectify themselves in order to become an idol. In other words, have men worship them, or in other words, take the place of God. When men are worshiping their images versus worshiping God. I mean, that's a that's a Jezebel type spirit that's rampant in our women. And so something we have to deal with. I mean, the worst thing you can do is show a woman that she can control you by your sexual desires. That's the worst thing you can do. It's the worst thing you can do, because when you do that, you give her power over your mind, body, and spirit when you're driven like that. Can't do that.
And that's probably what happened with the guy that just got the all the time. I mean, he's dealing with both of them as friends, right? And as Tory Lanez is dealing with both women as they're both friends, it comes out in the court case that he's dealing with both of them. So that's a logical thing for me to see two women fight after they find that out. If they're lying to each other. So the case made sense to me that the other woman shot her. For them to find evidence and say, hey, this happened, he shot the gun in the air, and the other woman shot at her, it's kind of like a shot at us to say, hey, no matter what you do, because you was in this situation, you was there, we're gonna put you in jail for this. You're responsible. See, at the end of the day, you're still responsible. Like, you ever notice, like, when the Emancipation case came out, I didn't think he shouldn't have been involved in it at all. But you still don't even know who the woman is. But Emancipation, you know who he is. They've concealed the involvement of the woman as if she doesn't exist. She has no rap sheet for it, but he does. And then he got offered another job, and they made sure he didn't get that job in the NBA. They made sure he didn't get that job.
Yep, and the fact that Jalen Rose had
he apologized
because that's the appropriate response. Who's the woman?
Yeah, but you can no longer ask those questions. They censoring them. See, by them running him out there and censoring him like that, they're making sure that nobody else asks that. Remember, Stephen A. tried to do something like that a few months back on some situation like that. He said something about the woman too. And the young girl on ESPN said, we're not talking about the woman.
Oh, Malika Andrews, right?
Yeah. Malika Andrews, the one that got the 24-karat boyfriend, right? So Malika Andrews checks him on live TV like that, that's a part of that. Like I just told you, that's a part of that gynocracy and the way it works. You are always held to a standard as a black man to where you can never speak against what the women do. But you've been hearing all your life about what the men have done and never done, or about who they are and who they aren't. And most of the tales that you've heard have usually been lies if you really sit back and think about it. Dude, I got cousins right now that protect one of my auntie's legacy till this day. And I know stories like that you would be like, wow. Like auntie and sisters got the same man that they had kids by, right? Like they try to protect that legacy like that. Like, bro, ain't nothing protecting that, bro. Truth is truth. It don't matter who it is, bro. The truth is truth. At the end of the day, it happened. Now, how do you stop from repeating those cycles? That's what you need to learn from those lessons.
That's where I'm at.
They don't want to do that. They just want to bury it. Like, bury the body. It's gone. It didn't happen. Now it did happen because you see the scars till today.
Or the family split in half because of that.
Yeah. Nobody want to talk. Nobody want to talk. They want to discuss it. These are the type of topics that are so polarizing that a lot of people don't want to comment because they know for a fact that they go to the table more times than not. They can't discuss real issues with their family. I mean, if you just sit back, if you really sit back and look at it, Mike and Fred, most people, especially in black families, they treat the husband or the fathers as utilities only. That's it.
As what?
Utilities. You're a utility.
Oh yeah, no question.
You're a utility.
Especially,
until they put you in the box. All the way till they put you in the box.
Yeah. Yeah, I was. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So, I mean,
You will be called to do You will be called to do all kind of things that you've learned how to do through life. Hang up TVs, move washers, move dryers, move refrigerators, move stoves, all these other things. If you ask about a real life issue and the direction that somebody should go, they will make sure they won't ask you. And you got a PhD, sir. You got a PhD and they wouldn't ask you.
Facts.
They wouldn't ask you about what school to send the kid, and you got a PhD, man. That's how ridiculous this is.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Right. And because of the 20 years, 10 years, however long it's been in our families, it's a hard break. So it don't come off like, oh man, we're gonna talk about this over some spades. Nah, you ain't talking about this over no spade. Someone got to make a hard turn in the family. No, we don't abort our kids. No, yes, we are responsible. Yes, we believe in God. Some of us more than, and I am the least, listen, I am the least God-fearing on paper. If we had if I had to fill out a job application for how much do you believe in God, I think I would fail it. I can't quote Bible verses. I was raised in the church. I don't know where that verse is. I don't know every parable in the story in the Bible, but I know what's right and I know what's wrong.
Right.
You know, I understand the Bible is a hell of a book to live life by. You know, and I know it because it works. Because when I look at Dre and I look at me, I'm like, oh, this shit works. I'm gonna keep on doing this. I'm gonna add this, and then I'm gonna add this, because it works. And honestly, the first 10 years, man, I'll be, God, what? And shit. God, what? God, what? Dre will tell you, God, what? Fred, pray. For what? I prayed for 20 years when I was a kid. I ain't praying no more. You know what I mean? Like the first 10 years now, Lincoln, we pray and we I mean, I know it. I know it's a good place to start when you're building a family, and you'll grow from it.
Oh, no question.
Mm-hmm.
That old adage that the family that prays together stays together. That's real.
Right.
That's real, man.
Yeah, and it's a cultural thing too, whether or not you like. The funny thing is, like, you're looking at, okay, I keep using you as an example, Fred, but you're looking at an opposite part of your family because
Mm-hmm.
now you have two families, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So they have a culture.
Strong.
Well, in their culture, they
Unbreakable.
practice a religion. They practice a religion. Whichever one they practice, they practice. More likely than not, they all practice the same. You ever notice how you'll look at the opposite and you'll say, okay, one person might be practicing Christianity, somebody might be practicing Islam, somebody might be practicing this or that or that. You know, so many different things. And since it's so different, there's never a order or structure to the way that everything is done. And usually it's always based on how somebody feels about whose house they should come over. The primary indicator of knowing what you were in and what you are still dealing with. See, now you've become a patriarch. You just don't have grandkids yet. You see what I'm saying? You're not old enough to have grandkids yet. So what it usually becomes in most black families is everybody goes to grandma's house. They call it grandma's house, even though grandpa built the damn thing or bought the damn thing. It becomes grandma's house because grandpa been dead for so long. People done forgot him. Ain't nobody been remembering him. Ain't nobody been celebrating him and everything that he brought and allowed everybody to have, right?
Right.
That's typically what happens, man. That's typically what happens. And nobody ever checks any issues that go on. Think about one of the most famous movies that black people ever had, Soul Food. Remember Soul Food, the movie? Soul Food never showed you a patriarch in that movie. It was a grandma and all them kids and grandkids.
Yeah.
Look at the
And that's
psychological play on all that.
Wow.
Check this out, man. The whole reason that particular family structure is promoted, especially in today's society, is because there is a contingent of people who are in control of things that are after our children. And it's very difficult to get a child and influence that child and that child's outcome, safety, both physically, mentally, spiritually, if there's a father in the home. When you look at, when you look at the things that are going on right now, it's obvious that, you look at, Nickelodeon, Disney, you look at these channels, man, it's a whole lot of, if I was raising my son in today's world, I wouldn't let him watch that kind of stuff because you could see all types of, homosexual innuendos, suggestions, all types of crap that's going on in these the Disney channels, Nickelodeons. Basically, these people are after the children, and it's very difficult to be successful at that if you have a responsible father in the home. Women just don't protect like that. It's not in their nature. They nurture, but as far as having the keen sense of what's harmful, what's not, what to protect against, what's okay, making those type of decisions, that's something that we are more honed to do. It's in our nature to do that. Without the father in the home, the children are susceptible to predators. Same thing for your women. So that's what it's about at the end of the day. And that's why you see so many black children trafficked. There's a lot of black children being trafficked right now.
Yeah, and if a woman got 2 or 3 baby daddies, why should a random man protect her when she won't even protect her womb and her family and herself?
Dude, I've been saying that for a while. So Michael Fuller has a wife, you have a wife, I have a wife. If I was to go out and protect a random woman and they kill me, what would the community do for my wife and children?
Nah, we would we would say, "Oh, you heard what happened to KP?"
Yeah, that's what it would be. Like, bruh. Or then it would be like this. Look, because this is the common thing, but this ain't me because I got insurance. Well, they got to go fund me up for him. Y'all gonna donate something? Bruh,
Embarrassed.
the,
They're not
bruh, the
do my
GoFundMe cannot suffice for the income that they lost. They got to move. More likely, they got to move. Once you reach a certain level financially, if you don't have insurance or if you don't have equity assets or whatever to replace the income of the breadwinner, you're done. You got to move.
Mm-hmm.
You got to move. So like Kanye said in Jesus Lord, moving back to the hood was moving like back to the army.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
You don't think about it now because you grew up. But once you grew up, you know one thing you ain't gonna do. You ain't gonna put your kids in the same environment.
Right.
It start getting dark at a certain time. You moving out the way.
Mm-hmm.
They don't remember you. Your legacy from when you lived in the hood don't matter. You ain't got no legacy. There's no legacy on that.
Mm-mm.
That don't matter. What you did 10, 20 years ago. Yeah, whatever. That doesn't matter at all. End of the day, what matters is what did you do and put your family in the right position to live and have longevity.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. It's just a ridiculous thought pattern and process. But that's what tends to go on, and it continues to go on. And when you disconnect yourself, you're outcast. You're outcast. But everybody wants your resources, though. They'll take that.
Oh, they want the resources.
No, look, you ever notice this? Nobody was calling Robert Smith a coon when he gave them people that money for Howard.
Mm-hmm.
See, this how sick we are. Black people so sick, Mike and Fred, is that they try to police his bedroom instead of worry about the benefit that he brought to the community as a black man.
Oh, because he has a white wife?
Wait, just think about it. Just think about it. Robert
He
Smith
just
donated
gave them
all that
people.
money.
I want to see how much he donated. 30 million? How much he
30
donated?
million or something like that.
Yeah,
Whatever he gave it, right?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I just want you to think about it. The concept of the man being the head in the black community is upside down. That's why they always police it. Think about this.
34
Just
million.
think about this. It's always policed because the concept is that the children don't belong to the father. The children belong to the women. That's why the family structure in the black community is upside down.
Yeah.
See, if you think about this logically, if you look at that Bible and you go back through it, it tells you the descendants of men.
Yeah.
Isaac begat Jacob.
Exactly.
This person begat this person. It's all males. That's lineage. It comes from men. Why would you invert it and go upside down and worry about the women? The women don't matter.
That's what the enemies of God do.
Because
that's what
the
Satan
women
does, man.
Thank you, Mike. Because the women basically take the name of the man, right?
Right.
Your last name ain't whatever your wife's last name used to be. Your wife's last name is what your last name is.
This is how
the
you
inverted way of the gynocracy is that's how that works. That's why they police that like that. If you really sit back and you really sit and think about that, I'm sorry I'm dropping this on you right now, but that's how they work. It's dumb. See, the lineage come from the father. They always tell you Jesus go back 42 generations. You hear that all the time. 42 generations. If you go back, you pay attention to that. That's King David, and then it goes down Isaac, Jacob, all men. You don't see a woman named in there.
Nope.
Ain't a woman named in there. It's going back to the men. That's the lineage.
Yeah, but the women now are claiming the lineage of our people. Here's the issue, though, man. A lot of people, they think, the police killings, black on black shootings, crime in the hood, in the neighborhoods. But the number one killer of black people in America are black women through these abortions.
Yep.
By far.
40 million, 50 million since 1970 or some crazy number like that.
You talk something, you'd like 300K a year, 300,000 babies. Okay. So, I mean, last year, New York City had more black babies aborted than born.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know if that was right. I saw it real quick.
Yeah. I mean, so the bottom line is that our women are out of control, bro. And until we actually fix that situation, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, I would say you're right on a large scale, because as you train up new kids or new children, and you show them what you want them to operate, and you steer them clear of that thought process that permeated for years and decades, they will then also be ostracized as well. And as they're ostracized, they'll have to get new groups of friends, because you really start to see the culture shocks when you start going to school and stuff like that, or college. You start to see the large differences and disparities, man. Would you look at that, Fred? What's shocking you?
Yo, because I heard Shamika Michelle talk about it on. I never Googled the research. I never Googled it. I just took it as a matter of fact. Shamika Michelle on Jason Whitlock's show, and so she talked about it. It was, I don't know what show, it was some time ago, but I'm actually reading it right now. Man, this is 2015. We
What?
7 years. This is 7 years ago. Damn.
What are you referring
I'm
to?
reading the article now. Let me put it in the chat. I haven't read the article. I just read the title. So
What is it about?
I'll read the title to you. Cynthia Mayer says more black babies are aborted in New York City than born.
Yeah. That's real talk.
And the article is November 25th, 2015.
Yeah, 7 years ago.
Fucking way.
They mentioned that again last year, that it happened again last year. So it has not turned around. I mean, this is real, man. That's what, man. Anyway.
Mike about to go on a rant. He said, hold on, man. Anyway.
We are so far from common sense. I don't even want to use God, because I mean, like, we are so far from common sense. And then if you challenge a woman on an abortion, it's my right.
Yeah.
It's your right.
Yeah.
Oh man, you just inspired a whole nother shebang out of me. I did not know this, man. I mean, I knew it, but I never Googled the research.
You never had the tangible words in front of you.
I'm about to go down a sinkhole. What? Yo, we killing our babies.
You can't have a strong community without families. So I'm 39. I'm going up and down my timeline, Mike, Fred. All I keep seeing is these Christmas pictures, and I see kids and women all the time. Kids and women. 3 or 4 kids and women. 3 or 4 kids and women. 3 or 4 kids and women. These people I graduated with, and all of that. Kids and women. Younger than me, same age, or a little bit older. Kids and women. That's not a family, bro. That's just people. Kids and women is not a family. Black people believe that's a family, bro. Black people believe that's family. That ain't a family, bro. You have no protector. You have no provider. You have no priest. You have no prophet. You have none of the P's that I just named.
Right.
Yeah.
But the only thing that she supplants is she goes and gets a job, and then she can provide somewhat. I lived it, man. I know what it is. And now my kids are in a different position, and they live their life a different way. They don't have the same weights that I have. There was a clip that came on where Vivica Fox was talking to a young boy, and the young boy was telling his mom, and the mom said, yeah, he used to help me out a lot when he was younger. He would get my other kids off the bus, this, that, and the third. You know how she basically made him a son husband. And when he became of age, he became an alcoholic because he was depressed. from what he didn't get. He was basically put into a role of being an adult as a child. Like, dude, people don't realize what's going on all the time by the mistakes that they make, and then the level of support that they put on the kids. Like, that's a lot.
Yo, KP, check this out. I don't know what they are in 2022, but I'll have that by the end of the week because I'm definitely going to research that. But we're more aborted than more born. And when they're born, 75% of them are without two parents.
Hmm.
Wow. Let me bring in L. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So, fellas, how y'all doing, man?
What's going on?
All right, man. I was just listening in, man, and it don't come to me as a surprise that we abort more of our babies than are actually born. You know, you can read the climate, you know, and the consensus by just talking to people. You know, that's why I said, you know, last time I used to talk to women a lot, like especially when I started back getting back into the dating scene after I had divorced my ex-wife, and I would just talk to a lot of chicks just to see where their mind was at, just to see where the state of mind and the mind frame that the consensus of women was in. And I just noticed that, you know, family just wasn't it wasn't at the top, you know, and so many women, you know, that would be one of my main questions I would ask them, like, how many times have you had an abortion? And 90% of them had at least one. And usually when you can do such an unthinkable thing of killing a child one time, it's easier to do it the second time, the third time, the fourth time, and you know, this becomes a behavior pattern. So, you know, that's definitely not something that's you know, surprising to me. But you got to look at the build up and the plot behind it, you know, and what that has looked like for the last, I'm gonna say, since pretty much right after the civil rights movement, man. Probably like in the 70s, you know, when welfare system came about, how they just totally start diminishing the importance of the father's role in the family, and they started giving a lot of power to women, and basically like I've been saying this for years, man. We experiencing a role reversal in America, man, and it's already happened. But I noticed this shit when I was a teenager, and you know, as I got older and I started dating, I'm like, man, this shit is becoming worse. Even looking at the corporate America, you know, people used to be like, oh man, women getting jobs, that's good. I was never really for that shit like that because, yeah, they was getting jobs, but black men wasn't getting jobs like that. And it was only happening with us. Like, you know, yeah, white women was getting more jobs too, but the white men wasn't suffering. It's not like their numbers was declining. We was the only ones that had declining numbers for men. So I seen the play right then and there. And everything was just attack on the black man. And you get all these groups, you know, these women groups, you know, they start parading around, you know, wanting power, and that's cool, but you want power at the expense of man losing the power. You don't want just power. You get what I'm saying? It's no, we gotta get the power, but the man gotta lose it. You know, like
You know what's insidious about that, L, is that, like Michael Fuller said, and you know veterans in your family. I know veterans in my family. These are black men, and we know the system that permeates in America. These men, when risked their lives and fought in wars, got less respect. They didn't get the GI Bill that they were supposed to get in the '60s. They didn't get it when they were supposed to get it, and all this other time. And you mean to tell me you're gonna ask me to come fight on your behalf for you to get some rights? The dudes that did fight on their behalf and help give them rights,
right?
Man, they must feel like shit right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, they must feel like shit right now.
Oh man, all the veterans I know is fucked up, man. You know, because just the way the government has left them, you know, out to rot, man. Like they literally fighting for housing, man. Like, these dudes come over here and they can't even get a job, man, because the interviewers, the managers at these jobs don't want to hire them because the PTSD syndrome that they got. So now they getting ousted by the hiring managers, and now the government don't want to give them their benefits. They gotta actually fight for that shit. I've always said like this, man. I believe like this. Anybody that's been in the service, they did their 4 years, nigga, they get a house off the rip. When you get back home, nigga, we got housing for you. It ain't, nigga, you got a house waiting for you. Nigga, you put your 4 years in, you got a house waiting for you. If you put anything in over that, 8 year, 10 year, 10 year, 10 to 16, 25, you got a package coming out with money every month. Like, I believe in that, homie. And I'm not for war and I'm not for none of that. But if a motherfucker gonna put their life on the line for USA, they at least need to get a house, nigga, paid for by the government. Nigga, you own a house in your name. Nigga, you went over here and served in the military, bro. That's what I believe, because I got an uncle that was in Vietnam, man. If he wasn't as strong-minded as he was, he would have either killed a lot of people already over here in America, or he'd be homeless. But he ain't that kind of dude that's gonna just go out like that. So he didn't fought for every little thing that he got from the military, but it was a battle to get it though. And I just was like, nigga, fuck the USA, nigga, fuck the military, man. Cause it's too many cats that's like that, man. I see it all the time.
Yeah. I'll put it like this, man. I mean, I did my time in, and it wasn't perfect, but man, I'm telling you, I experienced some things in there because I was on submarines. So, yeah. but when I got out and got into corporate America, oh my gosh, man, I couldn't have never imagined no shit like that. I mean, that was like, I got out, you look at my chest, you think I'm General MacArthur or something, General Patton, right? I got all types of ribbons, all that shit on my, man, they treated me like I was a damn terrorist, bro, from day one.
Yeah.
From day one. Okay.
Fucked
so
up.
The military, no, not perfect, but it's enough of us. And I've been retired for 12 years now, almost 12 years. But there's enough of us that were in there that went before me that it was manageable. You know what I mean? It was like if you worked hard, kept your nose to the grindstone, that eventually you would get to a certain point. But I will admit, after you got to a certain level, then it was political as all get out. I had enemies in the military, man, that knew me. I didn't know who they were. I went overseas. I would go overseas. I think once I went into Faslane, Scotland, on one of my submarines, and I was, at that particular time, there was only one person on the ship that outranked me. That was the captain, and he had one rank higher than me. And I had squadron commanders over there overseas who knew who I was before I even, I never saw them before, heard them before in my life, but they knew who I was, and they were watching me. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's political. The racism is there, no question about it. But nothing like corporate America. Corporate America. Different beast.
What's crazy about that, Mike, to me, is that a decorated soldier, a black soldier that's decorated the way he is, the cognitive dissonance in America is that those same people at your corporate America job would turn around and on 9/11 say, never forget.
Exactly. Yeah, they're hypocrites, man. Straight hypocrites. I mean, they're good with all the, don't kneel. Don't kneel for the flag and this, that, and the other. But man, if you black and you had that uniform on, they don't give a damn. They don't see that uniform.
They see that black.
They see your skin color, man.
Yeah.
And they don't, and I've come in there, I done told you guys my laboring in the educational setting right? I come in there, you know, it's just like Malcolm X. What do you call a black man with a PhD?
Yeah.
A
It's
nigga
another
with a PhD.
Yeah.
A nigga with a PhD. And that's corporate America for you.
Yeah.
That's my experience. You know what I mean? That's real
Yeah.
talk, man. So it's not, I'm bringing that full circle to say that the philosophy or the way of thinking that our women have is rightly inherited, man. They learn how to disrespect us and not value us because the rest of society holds us in the same light.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. They're following that paradigm.
They following that paradigm in that program. Yeah.
Because it's
No
a
question.
benefit in them. It's a benefit for them to do such things. Like,
right.
You know, the system is designed to
For
put
us
the,
to be on
put
the
the
bottom.
black man at the bottom.
That's right.
But again, like I said, it's only to do that to give the woman a reward for following suit. See,
Right.
a woman is she's trying to survive. You get what I'm saying? Like, and she's scared. So whoever seems to be the one that's gonna provide for her, she gonna do whatever she gotta do to be on their team, on their side. And again, they've done this over the course of basically since we got here, you know.
Century. Yeah.
Since we got here, you know, off the slave shit. You get what I'm saying? But when we finally got emancipated and, you know, supposedly freed, they kept the same tactics, you know, at play. You know, we're gonna benefit the woman and we're gonna totally decimate the man. And the woman gonna just follow because it's a benefit for her to follow, you know?
You ever broke down that word, man, emancipation? You guys if you ever break that down, you find out that it has nothing to do with freedom. It's a transfer of ownership. What really happened to us, to black people, chattel slaves, descendant chattel slaves at the time. It wasn't that we got freed. It's just the ownership from privatized ownership to state and federal government ownership. We became the property because here's the deal: the private slavers, they got paid.
Yeah,
they got paid for the loss of property.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? So they got paid for that. They didn't just lose those slaves, lose that, you know, the chattel slaves.
The government paid them. The government paid them off. Like, we own these niggas now. We gonna get them off your hands, and we got a plan for them.
That's right. It was a transfer of ownership. That's it. That's all it was. And the reason why they had to transfer that ownership is because when you transfer that ownership, then you transferred the wealth. You transferred the wealth of having slaves. That wealth was taken out of individual Southerners' hands and put in the hands of the federal government. So, and they had to do that because as long as they had that wealth, those individual slavers had that wealth, then they had the economic foundation to secede from the Union and stop paying them federal taxes, which was what the Civil War was about. All anyway, the Civil War was about, hey, we tired of taking our wealth, the Cotton King wealth, and paying taxes on it. And they said no. The North said no. You're gonna keep paying that money. No, we're not. Okay, so that's what that was about ultimately, right? From a financial standpoint, and also, you know, spiritually, obviously there was hands behind it from a spiritual standpoint, you know, but from a secular perspective, it was all about money.
Yeah, exactly.
Spiritually, it was the chickens come home to roost.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was, you know, you reap what you sow, right? What comes around goes around, right? It was karma. That's why all that bloodshed happened when you had brothers killing their own brothers over what happened, right? So that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, it was about money. It was about the transfer, and then when they did lose, again, they got compensated for losing their property.
Yep.
Mm.
And that's go ahead, Fred. I'm sorry, brother.
No, I know you're good. I was gonna say it's 20 million abortions since Roe versus Wade. 20 million, and
it's more than that though.
Oh yeah, you know it is.
Way more than that.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah.
That's how many is documented.
That's how many went to Planned Parenthood.
Right.
Yeah. God, I didn't know these numbers were so high. High. Oh man, if y'all research this, man,
you're sick, man.
Man, y'all motherfuckers, man, this is sober. I mean, I've never used that term, but this is sobering.
That's why our people.
Shocking. I'm reading these articles right now. This is wow. Go ahead, Doc.
That's why our people have been turned over to a reprobate mind, man. I mean, Fred, when you came on, you talked about how different we look as a people, just from just a visual. Yeah, just the pictures, just looking at it from a visual perspective. How different we look back in the 1960s than how we look now. We've been turned over to a reprobate mind as a result of the killing of innocent people, the sacrifice of the innocent. You can't be blessed like that, man. That's why, I mean, if we don't get control of our women, it's over for us. Period. It's over.
Well, that's true too. But like I always say, now that I'm older, man, and you know, I've come to grow in this life and understand more of what being a man is, man. I realize as men, all we got to do is do our job, man. You know, we can't. The road in which that we have to pave to make a better future for us is gonna be done not through a woman. It's gonna be done through men. And see, this is what's so great about being a black man. We can mate with any other woman in the world, and the baby gonna still be black. So, hey, if eventually after black women start seeing enough of, oh, you know what? They don't fuck with us. They'll get right. If not, they're gonna get their ass left behind. And we'll start another race of people. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna be black regardless at the end of the day. So as long as we be the man that we supposed to be, we ain't gonna fail, man. We not gonna fail at all.
See, here's the thing though, man. I agree with you as far as the generation that's not really been subject to that, to the woman that exists today in society. You weren't subject to that type of woman raising you. But the type of men, the type of young boys that are being raised now by these women, they monsters, man.
Yeah.
They grow up to be monsters, right? I mean, you know, obviously your mother didn't raise you that. Your mother's not the type of woman that we see in today's society, you know, so neither was mine, you know. But the women that are raising these boys now, man, they're raising monsters. It's that, you know.
Damn.
Yeah, because they're not really raising the kids. You know, society's raising them. You know, their peers are raising them. You know, the internet is raising them. The rap culture is raising them. You know, the mother not raising them because, for one, you draw a line and tell a child not to go over the line. If there's not a father in the home, he going over that line and saying, "Fuck mama."
That's right.
He gonna wear mama down.
That's right.
You know, you need that voice of a man. You need something to fear. As a male, you need something to fear.
That's right.
If a male don't have nothing to fear, hey, like the Bible say, man, like the Bible say, a boy is bad from the youth up. And it's crazy because I see it with my son. Man, my son, he don't respond to his mama the same way he responds to me. When I raise my voice, he looking around. Yeah, little nigga, you hear me? With his mama, he don't pay no attention because he know I can cry and wear her down. But that's just the nature of boys, though. You know, he's not necessarily wrong. He just need to be reared. That's the nature. You know, our nature is to be free and do shit our way.
Right.
You know, he got to be taught there's a proper way to do things. You know, so once you lose your child, that's why I tell cats, man, you got kids, especially boys, do not lose them. Because once you lose them, it's over with, homie. It's over with.
Hold on, Jerry.
I've seen it. Go ahead, Fred. I'm sorry.
No, I said telling Jerry to hold on. Go ahead, Al. Finish.
Oh, no, let Jerry come in.
Hopefully we can hear him. Jerry.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Can y'all hear him? Go ahead, Jerry.
He ain't in.
Damn, man. I reset it and everything, dog. God. Okay. Can y'all hear him now? I reset it and everything. I'm gonna have to get a new number, dog. Damn. Say something, Jerry. Nah, they ain't responding to you, dog.
Anyway, that's just one of those things, man. We gotta.
Damn, man. I was thinking about you trying to reset this damn thing.
Yeah, L. What I was
thank you.
What I was saying about the us being in control of our women, getting in control of our women. That's exactly how I meant that. You can't control a woman without leadership.
Yeah.
In order for us to be in control of our women, we have to lead.
That's it.
Lead, and
that's
just like KP was talking about, we got to provide and we got to protect.
Exactly.
And we got to be the priest in our homes.
And we gotta ensure that we the first and best example that our daughters gonna ever have, because they won't compromise. If your daughter has had a great example of what a man is supposed to be and what a family structure is, she not gonna compromise. She might get fooled once by a nigga that come along and wow her over, but she gonna have that. She gonna have that something gonna be pulling at her soul like this ain't right, and she gonna be able to lose herself from it because she gonna have a good relationship with you, and she ain't gonna never be fearful to come and holler at her daddy. And once her daddy tell her the situation, she gonna be like, all right, pops, I'm back in line. I'm back in line now. You get what I'm saying? So again, that's why I say, man, we gotta just be men in every situation, man. Like never never leave your family in the lurch. Always take care of your kids. You cannot fail. Like God not gonna let you fail, man. Like it's impossible for you to fail. If you want to feed your family and take care of your family, failure is not even an option. It's impossible to fail.
Another thing we need to do is make sure we teach our sons the difference between a good woman and a hoe. And the value of having a good woman at your side.
That's a fact.
Treat a woman with respect, and we all go through that phase where we want to feed our egos and have some women that we don't necessarily have a future with or don't expect to have a future with.
Right.
But that's not the way to go either, because we got too many dudes doing that, and as a result, you turn good women that could have been good, you turn them into what we got right now going on. So it's our responsibility too. We got to hold our sons to a certain standard where they treat women a certain way.
That's a fact.
Know the value of doing that.
Exactly, man. I used to tell a lot of, I would see young cats, man, they would have good women and shit, and I'd be like, look, man, don't ruin her, homie. If you want to just hit it, man, she'll be with that, man, but don't lie to her and tell her you're gonna marry her and do all this. Don't tell her what she want to hear just to get it. You know what I mean? You can get that without even trying, man. Just be real with her. Don't ruin her. Because once you ruin her, man, she ain't going to be good for nobody. And eventually, that's another woman off the market that's, going to feed our, societal, that's going to feed the greater good for us, for our community, And it's going to totally go against our positive effect, man. But I'm gonna let Champ go step in. How you doing, Champ?
What's up, Champ?
It ain't gonna last long.
I think he's
I told you it ain't gonna last long.
Yeah, I'm doing, man.
Good, brother.
Excellent.
All right. His brother Mike Fuller.
Nah, it ain't gonna work out for you, Champ. It ain't gonna work out. You need to know. You got to go off. You got to go off your Wi-Fi.
We can't hear you, bro.
Yeah, but go ahead. So I'm reading this article right now, and I want you guys to get an idea of. Damn, I had the quote. Go ahead, Al. I'll find the quote in a second.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, it's upon us, man, as men. I had that period of time where I was hard on women, and and I'm still hard on women, but I understand that they the weaker vessel, man. They gonna follow our lead, man. Wherever we go, whatever we do, wherever our actions taking us, that's where they gonna follow, And if our actions is on the course of doom, then theirs is on the course of double doom, because they not made for the same battles that battle. They can't be battle tested to the same degree as us. We can come out of hell. They once they in it, they already doomed.
Right.
They not made to come out of that kind of battle. We're gonna come out scarred, but we're gonna have a better chance of coming back to form. With them, the societal norms are different, and then the mental makeup is different. So again, man, like I always say, man, it's up to the man, homie. I'm not blaming no woman for nothing, for nothing with a family structure or nothing. I'm blaming the man, homie. Like Eve was a perfect woman. Look what she did. How the fuck I'm gonna expect an imperfect woman to do better than her? It's impossible.
Yeah. And ultimately, you know what? It wasn't Eve that caused the fall of man. It was Adam.
Man, through one man, Adam, sin entered into the world.
That's right.
So Adam was at fault, man. So
that's right.
That's just what it is, man.
And here's the biblical side of it too. Another biblical side of it is when God came and asked, what happened, he asked Adam. He didn't ask Eve.
And Adam, even though she took the first action, he asked Adam.
He asked him.
Yeah.
Right? He was responsible for what happened. So I mean, we all make mistakes, man, especially as young men. But we need to understand that it's just a right and wrong way to do everything. This whole thing about living your own truth, you know how they talk that crap. Living your own truth. It's only one truth.
That's it.
It's a right way and a wrong way to do everything.
That's it. That's a fact.
All this living your own truth and subjective truth and all that's a bunch of hogwash. Yeah, it's a right way and a wrong way to do it. So we just got to come to grips with that. And just like Fred was saying, you may not even be up on what the Bible says per se, but you got an internal compass.
You do.
You got an internal moral compass that tells you when you ain't doing right. Okay, so it's a matter of enhancing your attention to that rather than attention to what the world tells us to do, because we obviously doing something wrong.
Fact.
Right. Let me read this. And this article is August of 2020. On June 1st, the public discourse reported that in New York City, for every 1,000 Black babies born alive, 1,180 were aborted, all of which seems to confirm, basically. But it's just astronomical, man. This shit is astronomical, man. I didn't know these numbers exist. I didn't know that was humanly. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not naive at all, but I didn't even know that that's humanly possible to abort more kids than are born.
Yep.
Watch this though. Watch this. This the cold part. It's not uncommon to not know that exists, because for Black people, we not paying attention to it because it's just a normal way of life. Like abortion is like something that teen women talk about, like teen girls talk about, like their parents talk to them about. This is part of sex education. Not having the baby, not prevention is not a subject like that. It's aborting the baby. That's more important. Like, but check this out though.
I got y'all in a second.
They have a you see how society, they have a infatuation with keeping them stats, specifically to show the downfall of black. Like, they know us better than us. Like, they know us better than us, man. They know. Do you know they have think tanks, man, and they have studies. They have a budget, man, where they assign, funds and certain experiments, and they studying behavior patterns and thinking patterns specifically to us, to know how to attack us, to know how to mentally demean us, and bring our mental aptitude to the lowest point. Like, they plan for this shit years in advance, man. They give us the poison and say all they need to do is, once they take the poison, everything is just it's automatic after that. It's on autopilot, man. I know you need to bring some people in, Fred. You can go ahead.
Yeah, and but before I bring Ramen you up, is they politicize abortion. Abortion is not a political issue. It's a God issue. He man, stop beaming out and beaming in. It's the third time, man. No, not
go
you.
Ahead, champ.
Ramen.
Go ahead, champ.
Go ahead, champ.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Oh, okay. Salute my brothers. How y'all doing tonight, man?
What's up, champ?
All right. Man, the conversation is good tonight, man. I had an interesting conversation with the young lady since I've been here in St. Louis, and she was we were going to the store, and she was basically I don't know how the conversation came up on marriage, but she was patting herself on the back because she was more or less proud of herself for raising her daughters by herself, saying out loud that, because I asked her about her daughter's father, and she was like, I didn't need him. And I said, what do you mean you didn't need him? I said that's, that was your husband, and she was like, he wanted to be their best friend, and that's not what I needed. I said, what do you mean? She was like, I said, as the father, as the man of the house, what I'm saying? He has to dictate, he has his role as a provider and a protector. I said, basically you follow his lead, I'm saying? You all the team, but he's the he's the moniker of the, the monarch of the house. And she said, well, no, he wouldn't do what I needed him to do. He wanted to be their friend, and he wanted to be he didn't want to be the bad guy. And it confused me. I was like, well, what do you mean? He was like, well, when it came time to punish, to chastise our daughters, for something that they done, he didn't want to do that. He wanted me to do that. He wanted to be their friend. And I was like, huh. I said, so you're happy about, not being there, for his daughters? Because I asked her, was he involved in their life? And she's like, no, he's not even involved in their life. So I don't know how this dude was raised, but it was just interesting that, she was really patting herself on the back for that whole thing.
That's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, that's a tragedy.
All the way around.
All the way around. Whew. Yo, I'm just in awe right now. I didn't know these statistics existed like this, dog. I didn't know people were going to the abortion clinic like this.
You say you didn't know that what?
I didn't know they were going to the abortion clinic like this.
And I know multiple women that's had 5, 10 abortions.
Ah,
Yeah.
I ain't know that's illegal. That's illegal.
Look, listen. When you hear why you think so many women, look, this another stat you can look up.
Legal.
Look, watch this. This another. Why you think so many women? Look, this another stat you can look up. Look up this. Watch this stat right here. Why you think so many women? Look, this another stat you can look up.
Is that champ?
Look up this.
Hold on.
Close the window. Close the other window. Yeah, you good.
Yeah. Well, watch this. I'm quite sure if you look at the statistics on women that cannot reproduce or that's having trouble having babies, that number is rising in the African American community. I guarantee it. If you look at that stat, and it's because of the abortion procedures that they have, continued to do. That shit fucks up your reproductive organs, man.
Damn.
That's why so many black women. Look, man, I'm telling you, man, I studied this shit, man, just doing my own. Listen, I used to talk to women, and they would think I'm trying to get at them. No, I'm trying to see where your mind at. And your mind gonna tell me where the consensus of other women's minds at that are like you, that are in this area. And if I met a woman that was 30 years old to 35 to 40 years old that didn't have no kids and that had trouble having kids, the first thing I asked them, have you had any abortions? 95% of them had one or more abortions, usually multiple abortions. It answered my question. That's all I needed to know right there. You telling me you've been having sex since you was 18 years old and you never got pregnant? No, you got pregnant before. You just had abortions. And now that you want to have babies, you can't.
I'm gonna ask Dre what abortion does to a woman. I've never been trapped like that, so I don't know.
I've studied this shit, man. Like I've been studying people since I was a kid, man. I used to be on the teachers used to ask me, Maria, why you ain't playing with the other kids? I used to tell them, I'm just watching them. I would just watch people watch, man, and just study people behaviors. And that's why I tell you, most cats and most women that I've seen as adults, everybody that I knew that I grew up with, very few, it's probably 5% of them that had total makeovers from when they were kids. Most of the dudes that was followers in school was followers when they got older, and they was the niggas that start gang banging that niggas used to go send on missions like, yeah, nigga, you gonna go do that. Because they was already them kind of cats. They was very impressionable. They wanted to prove something. They wanted to be a part of something. And all these, look, man, people don't change much, man. I'm telling you. People do not change much. Them characteristics stay the same. I seen a few cats make total makeovers, man, but it's only like 5-10%, probably 10% is too much.
And then when they born, 75% of them don't have two parents. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like if
failure.
If this was any statistic,
we're being destroyed. That's what we're doing.
That's a fact. Being destroyed. Methodically and strategically. This is war, man.
No question about it.
This is war.
How did they turn murder into a choice, though? Like how did, first of all, abortion should not be a political issue. 2, how did they turn it into a right choice?
Because it empowers the women. It's
not empowering.
But this is what this is the push that they giving to people, that this is an empowerment. This is women empowerment. It's your choice. If you hear that phrase, your choice, that's pro-woman. Right. That's something that rings woman, pro-woman. So this is what it is. So if they can put all the women into this belief, that this is a woman's empowerment thing, oh man, we can make it legal. You get what I'm saying? Like it is war, man. It's war on its finest levels, man. Like, nigga, fuck the KKK, nigga. This ain't they ain't killing us. We killing us, nigga. KKK ain't got to do shit, man. Them niggas is they march around and parade around, and you know have showy display of power, but them niggas ain't got to pull no triggers on us, homie.
Damn. Well, the KKK ain't killing nobody in 2022.
That's what all they doing is having marches. I seen the fucking KKK march in Indiana. I'm telling you, I seen this shit, man. They didn't do nothing to nobody. Them niggas was walking around with guns and shit, you know, assault rifles, shotguns. They didn't kill nobody. They just wanted to show people they had some power, and they, you know, they want their voice to be heard, you know. And they technically it was what do they call that? A civil what do they call it? A civil assembly, you know, like, but they, you know, they got rights to bear arms, and you know, they just motherfuckers wanted to trip, they was gonna knock you down, but they don't gotta do that. They know they don't gotta do that. We doing that.
Wow. Oh man. What's up, champ?
Unmute it, champ. Unmute your button.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good, champ.
Okay. Yeah, my devices, I don't know if it's much. I think it's my mom's Wi-Fi, man. It's
at least mama's
because I'm not able to. My tablet is running pretty slow. I was like ready to say, you know, like what El was saying, we basically doing it ourselves. It's really by design, and I think Mike Fuller would understand what I mean when I say that, you know, as well. Our family structure has always been under attack, you know, and now it's at a point to where, you know, our women have been compromised, so that that also affects, you know, it affects the family structure as well, and that deals with a lot of these emotional young brothers that, you know, that react off of emotion. You know, I preach a lot of dispute resolution, you know, but if you don't know how to do that, then your reactions is off of emotion, and that's planned. They want men to, you know, to act off emotions. This is what these young brothers do. You know, they act simply off of emotion. You know, no type of dispute resolution to try and de-escalate any type of situation. You know what I'm saying? The first thing is, you know, is my manhood is being disrespected, and you go from 0 to 100.
There
you know,
you
when
go.
people say that statement, that's a true statement. You know, and
that's extremism. You know.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
That's extremism.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. It's man, this shit is sobering to me, man. I just think you kill it, and then when you get out the wound, you only get 50% of your DNA.
And you don't even get that much, because the woman is not even operating whole, because she can only operate whole with a man. So you really getting a negative impact. You're not even you're not even at 0. Like a lot of times I'd be like, man, just put me on level ground. You in the dirt. You gotta climb up out the grave. You're a living specimen in the grave at birth, and you trying to climb out.
See, I look at my older brother, man. I look at his situation. Now, you know, at one point, he had demons that he was dealing with, and his wife, she was there. You know, she didn't respect him because because of the demons that he was dealing with. It affected the home you know, structure. You know, but you know, he never left.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? He fought with those demons. You know, there were things that, you know, that he was doing to destroy the family, but he never left. Once he got hold of those demons and he was able to overcome those demons, you know, he tried to put his family back together. But you know, with his wife dealing with, you know, him in that condition he was in, she lost all respect for him and she never got it back. And in that happening, you know, his children lost respect for him as well.
Damn.
But he's still there, you know. But it's I don't know how he can get his family back to where they will respect him, because now his adults, you know, he missed their childhood, you know, dealing with these demons. You know what I'm saying? And now they're adults, you know, they're young adults. And he and I had these conversations now, you know, to where, you know, he wants to leave because his family doesn't respect him, you know. And you know, I can kind of understand, you know, what she was dealing with, you know, because he was really, you know, the stuff it had him, you know what I'm saying? What he was dealing with, man, it really had him. You know, so in situations like that, you know, what do you do? You know, I want to ask you that, Fred.
I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't paying attention. I was reading this article, but go ahead, say it. Okay, I'll catch up on Michael Fuller's back end.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike. What do you do in situations like that?
I think really, man, at that point, you know, really, the only thing you can do is just continue to love your family, reach out to them, and pray
he's
about
done
it.
all that.
Yeah, but I think that's all you can do. You know what I mean? Because I mean, you can't, once they get to the point where they're convinced that they don't need to respect you or give you the right dignity as a man, regardless of what your previous actions were. That takes maturity. That takes them. They're going to have to live life. Those are life lessons that are going to allow them to come to that point where they can look past, when they can look past his faults, look past his failures. Sometimes you have to fail quite a bit in your own life to be able to empathize with people who have experienced failure and say, you know what, it's not as easy as I thought it was, you know. Right. And so maybe because I'm looking for that same forgiveness or that same acceptance in light of my failure, I can accept your failure as well and understand that, hey, you were doing the best that you could at that particular time, but now you're doing better. I can forgive you. That's just a point of maturity that he can't force on them. He can't force that on them. All he can do is continue to love them and say, hey, you know I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm a different man today, but I love you and I'm here for you. That's all he can do. You can't force that. He can't solve that on his own. That's something that life is going to have to bring about.
So he abandoned his kids at a young age? Your brother?
Well, no, he didn't. He was there, but you know, dealing with the demons that he was dealing with, he wasn't there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you like this too, champ. Since you say it was you know, he had a demonic hold on him. His only way that he can reasonably combat that is through divine intervention. You know, he got to humble himself before God and realize that he need assistance from him directly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, he's not where he was anymore. It's a thing of the past. You know what I'm saying?
But you got to understand this too, though. When you having a struggle with the demons, man, you need to consult with God. Point blank, period. When they got you, They only got you because you're doing something to incite them in your life. So it's some action or some course of actions that you are doing that are allowing them into your life. Because you got to remember like this. For demons to have for demons to be able to even have you
You're not
under their attack.
understanding what I'm saying. You're not understanding what I'm saying, L.
I understand. I know you saying it's a thing of the past, but I'm about to lead you somewhere. Watch this. For demons to have you under their attack, they gotta first get permission to even put you to even have you under that attack. But when you able to recognize this, if you knew he was under demonic attack, that means he knew it. He didn't humble himself before God to ask for intervention and ask for help. And that's why these things was occurring. But now that he's been able to loose himself of the course of actions that he was taking to even incite them, they've left him alone. Because for one, they already know we done our job. We ruined this man. We decimated him. We belittled him. He's less than a man. We can leave now. He still ain't done something. He ain't went to God yet. You understand? That's why he's still in the place that he's in. The demon's gone now. They did their job. When Satan done with you, he throw you out the car and he keep rolling. Him and they keep rolling. But you got to deal with the aftermath. He need to go right. He need to pray, homie. That's all I can say. Shit, I know exactly what it is to be under struggles with demons. And I can't beat them alone. You know, I'm not going to even try. You know, they didn't attack me multiple times. You know, I done seen some crazy shit. Like, literally.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, El, but you not understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that now that that shit is out of his life, you know what I'm saying? The respect of his family is gone, and he doesn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Because his wife didn't respect him because, you know, she was counting on him to do certain things, and because she couldn't count on him, she had to handle certain things. You see what I'm saying? So that disrespect, you know, trickled over to his children, watching their mother deal with stuff that he was supposed to have been dealing with when he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, when he wasn't able to do that. But now, you know, that he's gotten his life back together, you know what I'm saying? But now, how does he get the respect back of his wife and his children? Now his children, they're young adults now. You see what I'm saying?
He may never get it back. He may never get it back, but I think that's just one of the things that, unfortunately, that's one of the things he may have to live with. That's one of the things that we may have to live with.
Yeah.
When people that have lost respect for us see us in a different light other than what we are, we may have to live with that. But that does not mean that we need to change who we are in regards to what we know is right. And what's right is you understand their pain to some extent, and you keep loving them anyway, you know, and reaching out to them and saying, hey, I'm here for you. I know I made a mistake and I'm sorry. And I'm a different man now. I want to do better now. That's all he can do. Whether they're willing to accept that or not, he's just going to have to live with that, you know, but it's still his responsibility, I think, if he loves his family, to just continue to reach out to him and say, I'm here for you. If you ever need me, I'm here for you. That's it. And then, like El said, keep praying about it.
And the path of consistency.
That's it.
You know, it's it works. I think that's as powerful as prayer, you know, like being consistent, man. And you know, because I never was a prayer. I never was a man that said that ask God for anything, like in terms of, like, you know how people pray in church and say, God, please deliver this. I always exhausted my physical resources or my intellectual capital or whatever, and I chip until it becomes something tangible.
Yeah.
You know, and that was like that's my go-to for everything. Champion Heart is consistency. Like 9 times out of 10. You know what I mean? Like when Dre and I have problems, I'm gonna be home 20 days in a row. Consistency. You know, when I want to get in great shape, 60 days in a row, 60 days in a row, 60 days in a row, you know, and loving your children, reconnecting with your children every day, every
Well,
day.
see, that's the thing. They're young adults now, so you know they have their significant others, and they're you know, they're living their own life. So he missed a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? And now he's dealing with, you know, with the wife who doesn't respect him.
It makes sense what Mike Fuller said though when he mentioned that shit. He might have to deal with that. Like that might just be, you get what I'm saying? Because you know, some things that we do in life, you know, we gotta pay for everything that we do wrong in this life, you know, and that's a grave sin, you know, neglecting your family. Whatever he was going through at that time where he wasn't giving his family the attention and he wasn't living up to his role in the family, whatever was causing him to be in struggle with them demons, he was willingly going back to that. He was making a conscious decision to say, I'm going to put this before my family. Because remember, whatever you give yourself to the most of, whichever one you feed the most is the one that's going to grow. So he was giving himself to the problem more consciously. So now consciously, you're going to have to deal with the struggle that you created, you know, within. You got to deal with that. And this is the bed you made. You got to lie in, you know?
Right.
And at this point, like Mike said, he might have to deal with it. And all he might give from God is if he do go before God and ask for, you know, any sustenance, all he might get is just enough to a sufficient amount just to make it through. You understand what I'm saying? That's all he might get because he did something that's almost irreparable. You know, you cannot look, man. I tell cats this all the time, man. Whatever needs that your kids have, you gotta fulfill them, homie. If it's within reason and within them having a proper progress in this life, you gotta fulfill it. If you miss out on that, it's over with, homie. You sometimes you can't make atonement for that error. How can you replace a life, homie? Just because they living, that don't mean just because they're alive don't mean they living. Some people dead within because of what their parents did to them. You get what I'm saying? So how can you bring that person? That. You get what I'm saying? Like that's why, and I see broken people all the time, man. Cats that I know, man. I got family members, I got people that I knew that I grew up with, and I'd be like, man, if they parents only did better, they had no fucking shot, man. Because their parents didn't give a fuck. Their parents was on the pipe, their parents was in the street. Their parents didn't sacrifice because they didn't give a fuck no more about them than they did about themselves. Right. Like, you gotta care about your kids more than you. Life, man, this life ain't yours once you got a kid, man. It's like that. Your life is theirs. You indebted to them for life. I'm indebted to my kids for life. It is what it is. You know, when parents, I gotta have a life too. Parents say, I gotta have a life too. Right. Your happiness should come from serving them. I'm a servant now. I'm a happy servant. I'm trying to get happier within the means of my job. Like, and that's to them. See, you can't be a parent can't be selfish, man. It's selfless. Cannot be selfish as a parent, man. That's why you gotta know the person that you engaging in sexual activity with,
that's
man.
Real talk. That's a good segue.
Listen. Yeah. My ex-wife, man, great woman. But I noticed she has selfish ways about it. She wanted to get pregnant so bad, she wanted to do the in vitro to make sure she got, because she had great, you know, she had the you know, the means to doing that shit. She had the money and she had the medical from her job. So we could have did all that shit, you know. But I told her, nah, I'm cool. I got to see a little bit more about you. Because I seen a lot of selfish ways she had about it. And I'm like, you know, she had two, because my ex-wife was older than me. I was 21, she was 36. She had 2 other kids previously. And I seen how she was just okay with just allowing them to just be with their dads. I didn't understand that. Like, I remember if she got into it with her daughter or her son, she like, y'all go with y'all daddy. I didn't understand that because my mama wasn't like that. My mama had 8 kids, man. She had 8 kids between the ages of 15 and 25. She already had 8. And every family member tried to take one of us because they thought my mama was unfit. My mama like, y'all can go over there and visit for 2 nights, but I'm raising my kids. So if I didn't see a woman that had the fortitude that my mama had, I'm like, I can't fuck with. I lost a lot of women. It wasn't even a loss of mine. They removed themselves out of my life because I didn't respond to them in certain ways because I seen things in them that, yeah, this bitch selfish. She ain't selfish. I can't fuck with her. If I see a woman put themselves before their kid, I never impregnate her. And I seen that with a lot of women, you know. So again, you can't be selfish. When you have kids, you cannot be a selfish person, man. You gotta be selfless, homie. That's the only way.
Hey, another vantage point to look at that is champion is like if the individual is having that type of dynamic or relationship with his children, that probably, and you know, I won't even say probably, I say that's most likely heavily influenced by the mother's attitude towards the father. And so they've been reared with that.
Right. Yeah. That's one thing that he complained about.
Yeah, reared with that animosity, reared with that hatred. And so unfortunately, when that happens, he may have to go through her, you know, to try to reason with her.
Yeah.
You know,
to make amends with his kids again.
Yeah, pray with her, get her to speak on his behalf towards and remove some of that venom, some of that vitriol from the minds of those children.
Yeah, because she's the one that started.
Adults. Yeah, even though they're adults, they're still motivated by her words and her feelings. So he may have to go that route.
That's a great point, Mike.
In regards to healing that situation.
That's a great point.
Yeah, that is a good point. That is one thing that, you know, that he did complain about, was that, you know, when there would come times where, you know, it came to being chastised or whatever the case may be, she would take their side, you know, and basically, you know, not support him on something that he had, you know, that he would do or say concerning them.
Here's the thing about a woman scorn, though, bro. A woman scorn has absolutely no logic or reason. For real. I mean, real talk. No logic or reason.
Yeah, that's
why.
That's
I mean,
true.
she will actually go against the father in front of the children, to the children's detriment.
Yeah. She gonna do that to the children's detriment and
demise.
Damn.
To the children's detriment and demise, just to get back at him.
Damn.
Hey, remember I made a point like that, man? And I made a point like that. That's a black woman problem more than anybody. I'm gonna tell you why. I made this point mentioning about athletes. If you notice these black athletes, right? These male black athletes, they the ones that have the most child support problems, the most baby mama problems. And that comes from the mama. Because if she's smart, she ain't gonna never diminish this man's reputation publicly, because his reputation and his family life is directly tied to his net worth and his upward mobility in finances and in net worth. See, remember this. You think white men don't cheat on their women come on, man. Come on, man. You an athlete, man. But they women is not dumb enough to fuck their kids' future off because they daddy school them. They daddy tell them, listen here, Becky. You know Mac. He loves you. I can see he loves you. He gonna marry you. He gonna give you kids too. But understand what comes with dealing with a man of this stature. He gonna have other women. Now, never publicly defame this man because that's gonna affect your children. A black woman don't give a fuck about that. She like, oh well, he gonna go broke if I can cause him to go broke because he don't want to be with me no more or he don't want to do what I say. I can cause him to go broke. Well, fuck it, I'm about to ruin him. And in turn, you see all these cats, they kids, they end up going broke. They get fucked by the system, and their kids get fucked up.
You know why that is, though, man? I'm gonna tell you why that is. Why it's the difference? Because the white woman knows that ultimately she's got to survive in a system that her man controls. You see?
That's a fact.
So she gonna stay in check. She gonna stay in check. The black woman, we don't have a system that she's got to survive in. She could go and survive. In fact, she's gonna survive better if she betrays us.
Yeah,
if she goes against us, she's gonna survive better in the system that's created outside of us. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm saying that we don't have a system that we have control of that she must survive within, right?
Yeah.
White women don't have that. They got to survive within that system that they man has created. They have to. So they're gonna stay in check. We don't have that with our women. Our women say, hey, we just gonna go across the street because you don't control nothing anyway. You know, that's so yeah, we'll destroy you because there's really no reprisal on your behalf because we'll just go across the street and survive in a system that's already been designed to defeat you anyway. That's the difference. That's the difference.
And there's a legacy of marriage too. You know what I mean? Like within that structure. So
it is.
Whoever's been here, they have passed on the key components to a marriage and keeping it together. And which has not been, you know,
I think, you know, I think white men are more likely to kill their women. If you turn on the episode of Dayline right now, I guarantee you there's a white dude killing his wife.
And they know that. And
he got an insurance policy out on it, and he was already dating the younger chick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To take her place.
Because when they go, 9 times out of 10, when they go to court, it's gonna be a guy on the bench that look just like him.
Yeah.
Feel the same way they do.
And they're gonna understand exactly what he's going through, or you know, or the play, because he like, shit, I got that playing in motion as well, you know, or I got it on the sideline, you know, waiting in lingo, you know.
Ultimately, a woman is a woman, and no woman, just like Eve, wants to be subjected to a man. I mean, it's not in her nature, man. I'm talking about in her carnal nature. She does not want to be subjected to a man. The difference between white women and black women is white women know that they have to exist within this system that their man controls, and ain't no way out of it. When they go to court, guess who's sitting on that bench? You see, there's no way out of that. They've got to be able to function within this system that their man has created. Our women don't have to do that. That's the only difference. That's the only difference.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And the subconscious how you say it, the subconscious teachings of, in order for me to get it right, I must sit before them. You know what I mean? Like it's so subconscious, whether it's the Section 8 office, whether it's the child support, whether it's the criminal activity. It's like, man, that can fix this. We can't fix it. That fixes this, you know.
Right. The mental conditioning.
We
already mentally conditioned to see them as a superior being, you know, and their structure as a superior structure, you know, like this is the answer, you know. I can fail here. I can fail in the most important structure that I should be responsible to and responsible for, but I can make it up over here in their system, which is
There you go.
designed to tear me down. Just like you said, Mike, it's a fucked up when you think about it, man. And I've checked myself, man, you know, because I've tested myself against these things. Like I've asked myself, how much are you part of the problem, and how much has the mental conditioning affected you subconsciously? And I've asked
No, I'm
myself
going back
such
in.
I've asked myself
I'm
such
talking
questions
to
as
the
this.
guys on the internet right
I've asked myself such questions as this.
now.
When I think about black civilizations that has ruled the world, or that lies that have been told that have replaced black figures, black historical figures with white faces, I've asked myself subconsciously, how much do you believe that those people were actually black?
Hmm.
And being that there was even a hint of doubt in my mind that they were actually black, I said, this shit is too strong, man. The mental conditioning is too strong, because I myself know that these historical figures were black, but because they've been painted over and over as white people and they've been replaced with white faces, mentally that make you just feel like, nah, they couldn't have been black. They wasn't black. Like, this is the truth that they telling me. Like, that's crazy, man. But just think about the many people that haven't even asked themselves that, or haven't even did any research, or haven't even cared, haven't even noticed. That's 90 to 95% of people. So, man, when you look at it from a war standpoint, a strategical standpoint, and just a power-based standpoint, man, white people study, man, and they plan like a motherfucker, man. This is a power struggle, man, and they've been good at it. They've been great at it for the last what 17? What was it? 1776? When did America become a sovereign nation?
1777, 76.
Yeah, something like. They've done well for the last 300 some years. Like, they've done great at it. Great. And even before that, you know, the Roman Empire, they've done great at it. That's really where it began. They've done superb at it. When you think about how they just played the whole world. When you look at it from that, it's
I think you and I talked about that, man, at one
yeah,
point.
it's evil, but it's actually awe-inspiring, you know? It's an awe-inspiring evil, but it's different, man. It's sickening, man.
Well, I
But
mean,
it's
you know,
powerful though.
it would, I would agree with that, man. But I would agree with that, but I can't say I do, because I think that when you have the help of beings that have been here since the beginning of time,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because that's what it is, brother.
for sure.
It's a covenant, right?
For sure.
How else can you explain that you have less than 10% of the population controlling the entire culture and paradigms that rule they rule the entire world? How can you explain that? It's impossible. It's like you and I. It's like you and I walking into a room with 20 other people, and we dominate everybody in there, physically, mentally, spiritually,
yeah,
financially,
emotionally.
every way that they could be dominated. You and I walk into a room with 20 other people and we're able to do that. How could that happen?
Yeah,
it's impossible. What I'm trying to say, just we talked about it. Just like okay, when the Bible talks about how Christ went and he went out to the wilderness and fasted for 40 days or 40 nights.
Yeah.
Okay. When that fast was over, what did he take him to, man? Took him to the highest place where he could look over all the kingdoms of the world.
And offered it to him.
Huh? And offered it to him. Now, did he say it wasn't yours to offer? He didn't say this does not belong to you to offer to me because he know Adam already turned it over.
Exactly.
It is his, right?
And we know that Satan is the ruler of this world.
Okay, then. So he didn't say
Jesus
you can't offer me
didn't contend that. Yeah, even though Jesus knew all of this was his anyways.
He said the bottom line is, right, you're only gonna worship one God, right?
Yeah.
Right? I'm summarizing here, but the bottom line is he didn't say this. He didn't say this is not yours to give to me, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that the covenant. See, and you know a person where they get their power from and their influence from by their fruit.
Yeah.
When you're in control, what happens? When you're in control, what type of fruit does that tree that represents your life and your stature and your mindset,
just like me?
What type of fruit does that bear? Does that bear kindness? Does that bear unity, organization, structure, love, empathy? Or does it bear what we're seeing in today's world now?
Mm-hmm.
Look at what's going on, man. I mean, look at what's going on. These folks is attacking children, bro. They after the children.
Hey,
these are babies.
Hey, Fred, remember we had this conversation. I don't know if you remember it, but I mentioned this, and I read this years back. But believe me, this is gonna happen. It's happening now. And it's, again, I'm not a gay basher, but right is right, wrong is wrong. Not a homosexuality basher, right is right, wrong is wrong. The same way that they've garnered the power that they garnered and the means in which they done it and the methods in which they done it, those people that want to have sex with kids and want to marry kids, I'm not talking about 13-year-olds. I'm talking about infants, homie.
Yeah, it's happening, bro. Right now,
it's happening, right? These motherfuckers been lobbying for that type of, for things like this to come on the books, man. You know, I read about this shit probably like in 2015. And their excuse is that they were born like this, you know? And slowly but surely it's gaining traction. And these motherfuckers is about to flip the whole script, and you got these people. That's why I'm totally against. I'm not an activist for nothing perverted, because that shit all leads down the same path. When people be like, "Oh man, why you against that?" Motherfucker, I'm against it because it's perversion, and I know what it leads to, because all y'all motherfuckers is pushing for the same shit. Because them people all them people that push for that, for that gay marriage and shit, these are the people that they gonna be teaming up with to push that agenda. And they gonna tell them by default, you gotta run with it. I'm telling what? It's happening now, man. It's been happening. But the shit is coming out more face to face. So only thing I got for a motherfucker like that is a motherfucking hollow point bullet to their fucking head. I don't have no remorse for no motherfucker like that want to attack children and that want to marry little kids so they can have sex with. The shit is already going on. You know, these elites and all that, fuck all them. They already doing that shit to little kids, man. They want to attack kids, man. I'm not for that shit, homie. That's why I'm making my cut now. I've been made my cut. Like, come get me, motherfucker. You gonna go through hell doing it. I'm gonna spit in their face and nigga, you gotta kill me. You know you gonna get something coming back at you. Fuck them, man. Them people are evil, man. They are fucking evil.
Yeah, you talking about pedophilia, man. They getting ready. They're trying to normalize it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're trying to normalize it. Yeah.
And all these people that saying, "Oh, you guys are anti-gay bashers and all this and all that." Nah, motherfucker. I feel how I feel about it because y'all all running under the same umbrella. Look, just go look at them fucking lobbyists, man.
Yeah.
All them lobbyists, man. When they come together to form these new political groups, they all band together and go to Washington under one umbrella. They all together, man.
Yeah, but why do you think one of the first things that your president said when he got in office was if a little boy wants to be a little girl, that it's okay, and if a little girl wants to be a little boy, it's okay. Yeah, bro. They're normalizing it, man.
That was the beginning of it.
Yeah. I've been telling you guys to check out that movie, to check out the documentary, Butt Breaking. The shit is real, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're saying, especially when you have kids, especially with kids, man. You guys better get aware.
That's why
it's happening.
That's why I said this.
Yeah.
My kids ain't going to these schools, homie, because look, they putting that shit on the curriculum now.
Right.
Now, if they putting that shit on the curriculum, and if any teacher that will succumb to that kind of curriculum, it's because you are with that shit.
Right.
Because say for instance, I'm a teacher, right? And they telling me I gotta teach this. And y'all gonna fire me because I don't want to teach this? I'm beating all y'all ass. I'm already done with you. It's coming to that.
Right.
So if any teacher is teaching that, that means they with that. And if you got my child under your care and I hear about that, it's on. I'm letting it be known. Be on the lookout for a nigga like me. But see, I practice avoidance now. I'm getting ahead of it. My kid ain't going to none of these fucking schools. Because I'm going to be the parent that's going to come up there and whoop them teachers' asses. That's going to be me. I'm letting it be known now. Yeah, all you motherfuckers out there that might be listening, I'm going to be that parent. Come get me, government. Come get me. Come get me, motherfucker. I'm letting them know now. Come get me.
Yeah, that shit is real, man.
Fuck them, man. Niggas gonna have to make a stand, man. It is what it is. Motherfuckers don't want to talk.
Right.
It's coming to that point where you're gonna have to make a stand, homie. Because if not, these niggas gonna conform you into something to where you're not gonna be even operating under your own power no more. Fuck all that, man. I'm not with that shit, homie.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, I got to roll, fellas.
Give out quick.
Fred, you got the.
You about to hit the road? You about to hit the road?
No. I may get a load out of here in the morning, man. It depends. I got some issues going on with the truck because when the snowstorm happened and it froze up, man, my the gel lines gelled up, and the fuel lines gelled up. So I've got to try and get some fuel filters changed, trying to hopefully it didn't affect the fuel pump, and we can get these.
What kind of truck you got, Champ?
It's a 3500.
What is it, a Mac?
Dually.
But what? That's the engine.
Yeah, it's a Ford GMC.
Oh, okay. You got one.
Yeah.
I thought you had.
Yeah, man. So we got to trying to get these fuel filters changed out, man. So I got to do that before I try and get this load out of here tomorrow. Fred, you got the video
from 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, the man baby girl did the pizza one.
The pizza one, yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, tomorrow. All right, cool. All right, my brothers. Salute to y'all, man.
God bless, man.
All right, most definitely, man. Hey, Mike, aren't you in North Carolina?
I'm in Kansas right now, bro.
I mean, but you reside in North Carolina, is that right?
No, I live in Kansas now, but I'm going to be
Oh, you in Kansas?
Yeah,
Man, I was just in
I'm
Kansas.
relocating here soon, though. I'm relocating here
I was
soon.
just in Kansas.
Back out east, yeah, Kansas City, bro. I'm about 35 miles southwest of Kansas
Okay, I
City.
was just in Kansas, man. We got to get together and chop it up,
Yeah,
man.
we're gonna do it, bro.
Most definitely.
I'm heading out to Tennessee here soon. So out east.
Oh, you're gonna be a Republican. Oh, that's Republican headquarters now. Tennessee.
I'm out, brothers, man. Salute to y'all, man.
Later, bro.
All right.
Them Democrat black people are destroying Texas, man. They leaving. You know, Texas got the most black people in America. Like,
really?
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Texas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I think
Yeah,
that's
Texas. Yeah, they going to Tennessee. The Republicans leaving, going to Tennessee.
Yeah, I know the property values out there getting crazy, bro.
Yeah,
they're getting crazy. Yeah.
I noticed that. I noticed that because when I watch the internet and I see all the YouTube bloggers and they going to Tennessee, and I saw Candace Owens and I saw some other stuff, and I was like, oh,
I got my eyes on a nice little property out there.
Enjoy that.
Oh man, it's a big river that flows down.
Yeah,
I can walk down from the property through some other houses in a huge river that runs through lake. It's gonna be,
congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I mean, the deal is for me, I'm just happy to the air is fresher out there.
Oh yeah, Tennessee air. Oh man, it's great.
Yeah, it's fresher. Yeah,
it's great, man.
Well, congratulations. El, you want to give your closing remarks?
Man, I appreciate the panel tonight, man. Great subject matter, man. And again, man, like I say, it's coming to a quick, like, how can I say, it's coming to a point, and it's coming rather fast, man, to where things are transpiring at light speed, man. Like, it ain't subtle no more. It ain't over a duration of decades now. This shit is happening year by year. Just look at our last maybe 3-4 years, man. We've seen like total drastic changes, like, from one year to the next. Just look at we have a whole history within a year now, like just major historical events, one after the other. So things are happening in rapid succession. So, like I said, I'm not gonna be guided by fear. I see these signs occurring. I understand what's on the cusp, and the things that's going to transpire. So, I'm trying to build up my fortitude, man. I'm a human. I have weaknesses as well, but I understand we coming to a point where it's gonna get ugly, man. And it ain't to fear. It ain't to fear. It ain't to incite fear. It's really just to incite the truth that it's gonna be some things, man. We're gonna just need divine intervention, man. Like, it's gonna be beyond human control, and I'm trying to prepare myself for that, man. And like I said, I ain't trying to scare nobody, but at this point, man, it's evident, homie. You know?
Yeah.
If anybody that got eyes that can see, that don't want to realize what's before them, and that's, doom gonna be upon you, man. And I pray for you. I don't want that, but I'm not covering myself like that with a blind. I'm not blinding myself, man. So, I appreciate the time, man. I always enjoy these conversations, man. I got nothing but love for everybody on the panel, man. I appreciate it, Fred. Appreciate it, Mike, man. We always, exchanging insightful things, man. And I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Likewise, brother. Likewise.
Thank you, man. Y'all have a good one.
Appreciate you.
All right. Later.
Final words, Doc.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, great show, Fred. Appreciate what you put out earlier, man. I'm not trying to point out your cousin. I think you said it was.
No, it's okay. It's
I'm not trying to.
And I did it for us. Part of me doing that is somebody got to do it. You know what I mean? I'll take the bullets. You know what I mean? I'm secure. My family ain't going nowhere. My house is secure. I don't
Right.
give a damn what happens on the internet. I mean, I care what happens on the internet, but I'm like, it doesn't move me. I knew what the response I was going to get, because all the
Right.
women, all the
Oh
women.
yeah, of course,
and,
of course.
and then it's amazing how black women just accepted that trauma as if it's their story.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I'm black, you think this is a black woman. I didn't give you every detail. Like I was
Right.
like, why? I'm like, Dre is Asian. How about if it was Dre's cousin, which is my cousin? Like
Right.
I'm sitting there like
Yeah.
The fact that it's not an upward conversation is alarming.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just crazy. Like,
Yeah, it should
okay.
be.
Yeah, go ahead.
Women should be agreeing with that. I mean, women should be saying, yeah, we need to be more accountable to making sure that we're not giving birth to bastards.
Yo.
We need to give birth to children who have fathers that we are with, raising families. It's that plain and simple. That's the right way to do it. Anything outside of that, you're failing. You're failing. I mean, I'm proud to say, and I'm not going to say I'm proud to say, I'm happy to say to my son, the one child I do have, he was born after I was married to his mother,
As it should be.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the point is, that's what should happen. And even if we haven't met the mark in the past, we should make it the goal to meet it in the future. And the norm should not be 75% of all black children born out of wedlock.
75.
Yeah, that's
incredible. Like I've known that statistic from this summer. Remember, I told you that inspired me to do more mentorship. But this abortion shit, I might do a documentary on this shit, dog. Like, I ain't lying. I didn't know these numbers like this, man. I didn't know motherfuckers is having abortions like buying Snickers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a contraception now.
That's why, that's why people are cursed. That's one reason. That's one of the reasons why we're still under these curses. A major reason why you can't take innocent life like that and not reap what you sow. And until we actually get it together as a people, start speaking against that, because that is the most evil, wicked thing that you can do is take the innocent life of a child. So it's I think at this point we got to come off of the subjective truth and get back to absolute truths. It's a right way and a wrong way to do everything. And we just need to be, everybody, including myself, everyone, all of us, we need to be become more cognizant of what's right and what's wrong and choose what's right. And if we don't have the power to choose what's right in and of ourselves, then that's when you get on your knees, you pray, you ask God to give you that strength, and you read your Bible, whatever you need to do to change your mindset.
Got to shift the mindset.
Exactly. Could shift that, because what we're doing now, it's not working.
Got to shift the mindset.
Yeah, it's not working. All right, Fred.
No, it's all love. Thank y'all for coming on the panel tonight. Thank you. Yeah, man. And I tell you guys, another thing that inspires me for this show, the topics, is the conversations I have with Dre. And I'll tell you guys, I always ask her, like, how are the kids doing? How are the kids doing? Because she gets severe cases, she gets cold, she gets cancer. But the one alarming statistic that she gets, and it's scary, is unfit parents. And I'm going to use this term to piss you off. Beating the shit out of infant kids. The kids start crying. You shake them, you throw them against the wall, you beat them up. You got broken bones, broken ribs. And they're black parents. I always ask, what are the parents? And they say black. And it's at a, I mean, I don't know what the numbers are because I don't know the empirical data. But when she tells me the stories, it's always the black kids. Like, I'm like, so how many beds do you have open to? Well, we ain't got none. It's, man, and it's disheartening to hear these stories, man. And this is another reason why I have no. It's an additional reason why I have no. I really don't have nothing in me that cares about any other thing. And I know some of you guys, like me, we were raised to believe that, and it's true, there's systemic racism. Um, um, I don't even want to take the conversation there. I just want to lean on. I know that there's 17, 18. No, it's not just. It's not that. I didn't say it's just. It's more. It's way more. It's way more than any other race. And I'm telling you the truth. I ain't got to make this up. I live it every day. It's not even close. And the reason why it's not even close is because of these statistics. 7 out of 10 fathers fighting over the child. Give me my child. No, this ain't your child. No, if you can't have them, I can't have them either. And the fact that a man would walk away and the woman is unfit to raise a crying baby. See, and this is why this is why my platform is so important. Because you're gonna get an emotional narrative. You're gonna get an emotional narrative that omits the truth. Well, we just gotta pray about it. I know we can do better. I know we can do better. I know we can do better. Dre can't come on this platform and talk about it. There's HIPAA laws. She can't come on here and talk about the actual kids' names and their diagnosis and stuff like that. But it's alarming. The molestation that happens, it's alarming in the black community. It's alarming. Uncles, fathers, it's alarming. And we can pretend, but it's there. And she may know what I'm getting at, so the conversation may be slanted towards the information that I truly want. I've never asked Dre how many white kids are on your ward. I don't think I've ever asked her that in my life. I always care about the black kids. Always ask her about the black fathers. I always ask her about the black fathers. Did the black father come and visit them? No. Mm-mm. And Dre is the head of her ward. Dre is the head of her ward. And I go through this, every so often, and I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't lie to y'all. I have no reason to lie to y'all. None, zero, zilts, nada. And I'm not saying they the only criminals. It's the only criminals that I choose to care about. And I mean, it's just astronomical, dog. Like, I'm sorry. But it is what it is, man. And I appreciate you guys coming through. I don't want to make the show longer than what it should be, but it already is. And Dre gonna have to sign me into my iTunes. Do y'all still have iTunes, by the way? Because I'm trying to get this song to play, but this damn thing. Okay, there we go. All right. And but I definitely wish us well. We have the solution. Stop giving your wound away. And if you go into any, matter of fact, I want you guys to go into any emergency room in any major city and just ask the doctor. Have a conversation with a doctor. Yeah. And I wouldn't make these stories up because I also tell the good stories. Deion Sanders, King Randall. We donated $500 to King Randall. So we gonna tell the good stories too, but it's Tonight may have inspired a documentary, dog. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. I really want to throw this in black people's face. And I'm aggressive with it too. I don't give a damn. The statistics are the statistics. If we gonna keep on killing each other in the womb or outside the womb, because what the mom ain't gonna do, she ain't gonna go live on Father's Day. She too embarrassed to go live on Father's Day. She got 2 kids, 2 baby daddies. She ain't going live on Father's Day. Nah, she ain't gonna do that. You know what I mean? Because the man don't want to be seen. He's ashamed and sees ashamed. You know what I mean? I didn't know it was this bad out here in these streets, man. God bless y'all, man. For real, for real. Call your kids, man. If you separated from your kids, man, go, man, fix what you got with that woman, man. I know it's 90% men that watch my show. Please, I urge you. You on red alert, 911. That modeling is so important. Anyways, man, I love y'all, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.